Being
All right, everyone. Welcome to session 21 of the Skies of Ithcarius campaign. When last we left off our nefarious band of heroes, perhaps the best way to describe it, you guys had decided you were going to head out and you were going to search for a way to help out the Lapine of this area in Salash, trying to look out and take care of your friend Belina's fellow race that were subjugated by the Empire within this region. You set out on a quest for adventure to go help them and discover where their warrens were at. And with some feelers, you headed out there and you noticed that there appeared to be an Empire presence hovering over the region there. A large mechanical aether ship, metallic hulls and sides, aether engines galore. Not your typical air balloon sort of thing. Korg decided to scout the area out with his beast sense abilities, sending Rumple Snakeskin up to scout the ship. Noticed several Empire guards that appeared to be guarding some of the entrances to the warrens, and about 20 plus people sitting on the ship trying to kind of set up as crew members, typical crew for the an Empire ship of that class. And you guys decided things were a little bit too risky. You decided to head back into town. When you headed back to town, you kind of split your own separate ways. Drazar went out to explore a little bit, got caught by a guard flying around in the town. The guard accosted him and tried to place him under arrest for illegally flying within the town. And Drazar panicked and took off, deciding to run away and escape from the guard. That set off a full blown panic within the town. You guys all rushing around. You guys went back to your ship. Drazar was nowhere to be found. You kept asking Korg what he did wrong, why Korg had caused the town to be upset at you guys. Turned out it wasn't Korg. And Johanan went out to go kind of investigate a little bit and learn some more about what was going on and discovered kind of what had happened with Jazar. He ended up uh, while you were trying to get ship supplies, he found out that somebody had turned Drazar in and mentioned that he was on the ship, and Drazar turned himself in, ended up being arrested, discovered it was about a 2 gold fine for illegally flying within the village. Resisting arrest and running away caused him to have to spend a night in jail. Johanan expertly sourced out this information when Jazar didn't return, um, headed out, learned a whole lot of information. And apparently, there's some guy named Steve or
Simon
George or
Gregory.
Simon or Gregory or
it was
something
Simon.
along
It was Simon.
those lines. Simon that he's a horrible person. And Jazar, you never really saw Jahan in there. You just saw this older woman that seemed to be looking for her missing husband. Upon being released the next day, trying to come up with a plan, uh, what Belina had discovered was apparently the Lapine had been, while digging their warren out, had discovered an ancient archaeological site deep beneath the realms of their warrens. And within this site, they found a large aether crystal deposit, which is typically, it's a life source of magical energy within the realms. And upon discovering this, they've been trying to keep it secret and hoping the Empire wouldn't find out about it. They've been drawing upon the Aether's essences for magical healing in order to keep their population strong and healthy, as well as extending their own life through the use of the Aether crystal by reducing and eliminating completely like natural diseases or waste or anything that could have caused them to die kind of earlier of natural causes. It turned out the elder Lapine was actually well over 100 years old, which is not quite typical for the Lapine race at that point in time. Uh, so, you guys devised a plan in order to try to drive the Lapine out, or save the Lapine. You're going to try to drive the Empire out. Uh, you got together with Jazar's father, the Kenku forger, and you drafted up a document that essentially uh, he had a lot of experience drafting documents in the past, and pretending that it was from the an order from the Emperor himself. You forged said document to send it forth and uh, say that the Aether mine expedition had proven to be a waste of resources, that things were not working out well, to send the Empire guards away to a new operation and to release the Lapine from their bondage within this area, to tax them as equitable citizens, to raise money for the Empire, and stop holding them within the confines of this area. And you've been working on trying to figure out a plan on how you're going to deliver this letter. Pretty confident it looks pretty good. Has a nice shiny seal in the bottom corner that looks very official. But in order to deliver it, you need to get your hands on a uniform of the guards. They don't wear the typical Empire livery here. They mostly wear these white guard uniforms. Jazar has a spell that you could use to disguise yourselves, but sadly it doesn't change your clothes. So he tossed around an idea that perhaps you could kind of look around and maybe somebody in this town might have the necessary skills or abilities to be able to infiltrate an area and get their hands on a guard uniform to help kind of reduce the Empire presence within this bastion of faithful people of Salash. And that is where we had last left off. What do you do?
All right.
We all chilling on the boat right now.
Yeah.
You're all still chilling out on the boat.
Maybe the Lapine know of someone that can help us with finding a uniform. They've been beaten, downtrodden. They might be more than willing to help us compared to some of the citizens in the town. I'll go talk.
Yeah, that will probably be our safest bet because then the town likes the empire and they're not gonna want to help us
Yeah.
if we're trying to get them to go away.
Right. So I'll ask the Lapine if they know of someone who doesn't like fire that can maybe help. Yeah. So Belina goes ahead and puts on her cloak and puts up their hood. Does the whole, tries to make herself not apparently Lapine as she heads out towards the slums where the Lapine have been sectioned off.
I'd like to go with Alina.
Boy,
Are you two
you've been
gonna
known to
try
leave
to
for
like
a while.
hide your appearance as you travel through?
Well,
Are
Belina's
you
doing
just
the same thing she's done every time. She pulls up her hood, she tucks her ears
yep?
down, and
So you're traveling with Alina as well.
Yeah, but not as caring about my presence.
Okay,
Such a measly
so
fine.
you guys head up towards the Lapine slums once again, kind of making your way through the people. Are you headed towards the Lapine kind of grandfather figure, the leader of the clan, or are you just kind of
I'm gonna. So I my first instinct is to say yes. However, um,
Maybe there's like
yeah,
a a mediary or like a younger leader,
no,
number two.
not that I've been
who
introduced to.
does number two work for?
So we'll start with the leader and see what he has to say on the matter, and then uh, if necessary, we'll ask about some of the outliers, whatnot. As per.
Okay, so you make your way up towards the where the Lapine kind of leader is. Despite kind of hiding yourself, it's the normal garb that you use all the time. So the guards kind of recognize you, though they do look at this strange bird person a little distrustfully and warily as they pull apart the tent flap, letting you in to talk to the elder Lapine. He's sitting in the back, kind of slumped in his chair, and he kind of motions you forward. He's like, "Yes, my child. What can I help you with this day?"
We're in need of someone with certain skills. We need someone who is not friends necessarily of the Empire that would be willing to move unnoticed and gather items that will help us with the task of hopefully getting you and your people home safely.
You'll find no lack of people who are unfriendly to the Empire here.
Right.
But if you seek a particular skill set, there is perhaps one person. A day or two ago, a stranger came in to the camp. Unlike others that we have worked with before, but I feel perhaps this person, he carries himself with a particular manner and stature I feel might fit in well with you and your strange companions. And he gestures at Drazar.
Yeah. Where where might I find this individual?
We have granted him safety here within the encampment. He's a few hovels down when you leave and head towards the right, towards the outskirts. Uh, you cannot miss it, for you perhaps might notice that it is strangely absent of other of our people there.
All right. I'll go see if I can convince this individual to help us. Thank you for your time, and hopefully, with any luck and may the aspects guide us, but we'll get you and your people home.
Do not be startled by his appearance. And he kind of nods at you as you leave.
All right. So we go out and we head to the area as he designated.
So, as you make your way down there, you notice that the Lapine kind of seem a bit more anxious as you get towards the outskirts of this region. And soon you kind of fall out, and there's a small kind of ramshackle kind of tent of sorts on the outskirts here. Um, as you kind of like pull up to it, it's closed and withdrawn.
All right. I will make sound. It's like, hello. Is anyone home?
And Erthos, this is you.
Uh, the tent flap pulls back slightly, eye judging as it looks out from behind the tent flap. Yes. What?
Um, the the village elder sent us over. We're looking for someone that may be able to help us get the Lapine home. Do
What
you
is this?
have?
What does the guy
Huh?
look like?
Right now, it's just this eyeball that's looking out from behind the tent. Let's
Ah,
just pull it back far enough to allow himself to look beyond the flap at whoever's outside.
Uh, the elder mentioned that you may have certain skills that would be very helpful.
In moving people from location to location.
Not necessarily that part. More of we need to acquire certain items from the Empire without the Empire knowing about it in order to convince them to let the Lapine go home.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. I can help with that. He moves the temp flap aside a bit more and steps back into that. Come in and talk. Let me know how I can assist you.
So, uh, Belina goes ahead and enters inside and put puts her hood down. Uh, I don't have to describe Belina to this individual as he's seen this character
Multiple times.
before.
Yes.
um, the player, not the
Yes.
not the that. So, Belina is Belina.
Okay. Irthos looks very much like an oddly small lizard folk. If you've ever seen a lizard folk before, less alligator, more chameleon in appearance.
Oh, I'm startled. Just
Jazar is a rather tall, like 5 feet plus,
bir-
raven
bird.
feathered bird folk
Yeah.
dressed in flamboyant pirate garb and a quite ostentatious feathered tricorn hat,
Uh, maybe you
feathered
should be
with his own
startled.
feathers.
So, how is it that I may best assist you and your companions?
Well, so we have among our group someone who has the ability to forge official Empire documents, and we have done so. However, we lack the appropriate uniform to deliver the missive to the mayor of the town in order to redirect the Empire soldiers that are currently attempting to ransack the Lapine Warrens. So we need someone who can get in to the Empire Barracks, which is next to the courthouse, and acquire the appropriate uniform, and then we can deliver the missive.
Ah, I can see how this would be a problem. I would be more than happy to create a problem for the Empire, so entering and getting a uniform to assist you would be something that I would take acceptance to.
Good. That's good. Um. Yeah. So our group is, well, we are definitely not on the Empire's favorite people list. Maybe on their favorite people to try and catch. But um so any assistance that you could give would be very much appreciated, and we'd be willing to pay if that is what you want.
Yeah, we will talk about such things after matters have been dealt with. Uh, I have been wandering on my own for some time. Perhaps it is time for my lonesome journey to come to an end. We will see. We will see.
Hmm. I mean, the last person that had your skill set kind of uh, left and then turned us into the Empire, or tried to. And don't mention that to the captain, because the captain's convinced that they tortured her, and I'm fairly certain that they just paid her. Um, but uh, yeah. So
Very, very well.
if you want to come with us, we'll take you to our ship, and we can go over the plan more.
Yes.
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 Okay. Yeah. So I put my hood back up and make my way.
Ithos grabs what little he has and leaves his tent, following after the others.
You guys make your way back in to the throng of the Lapine. As you kind of migrate through their crowds, some of them have kind of startled looks and kind of back away as you move around with the larger, like the bird folk, the lizard folk, the strange animal creatures moving through their region. They seem a little jittery and on edge, especially considering the alarms and the excitement of the other day that had kind of racked the town to their core. So they weren't quite sure what was going on. All they're aware of is that the guards were out on a massive hunt yesterday for something. And Erthos, you'd be aware of this as well, having recently arrived kind of before that hubbub occurred, with the massive turnout of guards trying to like chase somebody down.
Mm.
And you kind of make your way back towards the amethyst sky docked upon the harbor, and work your way onto the boat again. And Korga and Johanan, you see Belina and Drazar returning back to the ship with this small chameleon-like lizard folk in tow.
Right, Johanan, but all I'm saying is that just because you put syrup on it doesn't make it a pancake. Oh, welcome back, Belina. Did you find what you're looking for?
May the person wait. What would you put in syrup on?
No, she's saying
Why
just
did we
put
get
syrup
syrup?
on it, automatically pancake. I'm like, no, that's not how it works. Trust me, I know my
Why did we get
pancake.
syrup?
We don't have any right now. That's just how it works. I know with these things.
Uh, I'm confused. This is Erthos. He may be able to help. He I mentioned part of the plan. We figure we go and talk about it some more and verify. Yes.
Of course, yes.
Okay. I want syrup now. Where,
That sounds pretty good.
It was the most random thing I could think of at the moment. I've been watching Psych.
I,
Okay.
As per normal when dealing with the captain, Johanan has a rather confused look on her face.
Yes, I can imagine so.
okay. So down we go. Yes.
Are we going below deck or are we going into the captain's quarters area?
Probably the captain's quarters.
Alright.
Okay.
Head in there, close the door. Alright,
Okay.
so the plan that you had, right, was to steal the guard's clothes.
Yes. One set. Make sure that they don't notice. Yeah. And then after we deliver the missive, we're gonna have to put it back that way in case they suspect that someone stole a uniform. They won't be any missing.
So we're stealing clothes and then putting them back after we use them.
Yes.
Okay. And he can steal the clothes?
That
If
was
that's what you need to steal.
My name is Korg. I have not met you before, so I think that should be the first thing. I am captain of this wonderful ship, although not not the best at the talking part, though.
It is okay, not everyone is good at talking. I've found that sometimes people talk worse than they actually think. I am Irtos.
That's Yortos.
Irtos.
Yortos.
no, not your
Close.
toast. Not your toast. We don't put syrup on toast either. That
Yortos.
definitely is not a pancake.
There we go.
Yortos.
There you go.
It must be the language barrier thing. It's not my fault.
It is okay. Not
Uh,
everybody knows how to say it. It's okay.
what time of day is it? Are we getting later in the evening now? Is that what
No, it's still like super early in the morning.
what's morning? Okay.
Yeah, it's like 9:30 ish. Jazar was released first thing in the morning. You guys kind of made this plan, and then kind of went from there. The calendar has a time of day setting on it, but it won't let me edit it.
Well,
Like I've tried several times to type in and track it that way, and it doesn't work. So it always oh shit, I clicked the wrong button. Anyways, it always thinks that it's 12 a.m.
Wow. Okay.
Then do we want to do a diversion, or do we want to wait until nighttime to do all the sneaking?
That be up who has to do the sneaking. Would you prefer the cover of darkness, or you want the bird person to go fly in town again and have to pay another 2 gold fine?
I don't think it will be 2 gold the second time.
That's true.
Yes,
Might
the
be worse.
darkness would be better. Makes things so much easier and less likely to cause the rabbit folk to be as jumpy as they are.
This is
Because they're rabbits and they jump.
I don't know if I should be offended or just accept that.
We now know that Ertos likes puns.
I mean,
Anyways,
who doesn't like puns?
so Johannan, who did you talk to in the courthouse?
The lady who works the front desk.
What, what did you learn from her?
I was focused mostly on dealing with Jazar's situation.
Did you see the old lady that Drazar saw?
I do believe I got a glimpse of her, yes.
Okay. Did she? Oh. Well, um, but you didn't learn anything else about you know goings on in the town or anything. Just the Drazar situation.
I was attempting to handle things without making my interest overly overly clear.
Ah. Okay. Uh. Well. Okay. Um. I don't know what else to do. I guess we
We
wait till
wait
nighttime.
until darkness, and then we do the stealing.
Yeah.
Uh, I think it would be a good idea to let the crew back out to town now that the situation is over.
Yeah.
Ah, brilliant idea. What first mate, right? That's the word. Go, let them go. That can be your responsibilities.
Oh, okay. Uh, I go below deck and let the crew know that they're free to go in the town.
You say it in this weird sing-songy voice, and they kind of stare at you, confused a bit. But
It's to
you
let
know, they
make help them relax.
they 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 take off. Kira and uh Jace, start jingling some coins, like they're talking about how they're gonna make their way towards the local tavern, get drunk, and find a way to entertain themselves during the day.
It's a good idea.
And then the rest of your crew kind of like filter off the boat and kind of start meandering their way into the town.
Okay. Yep. So.
And then hey, so you guys chill out on the boat for the next several hours. Wait until nightfall.
Drink heavily.
Well, I mean, we've been to like 2 locations in Salash. Maybe it's worth exploring Salash a little bit more.
Well,
Well,
I mean that's fine.
Ooh. Was there a bulletin board in the town somewhere? I wonder how much of a bounty the zoo crew has. If they have the bulletin board, maybe they have a bulletin that says zoo crew worth lots of money if you capture them alive or dead.
Because that's makes sense to go stand in front of a poster with your face on it.
Well, that's what they do, right? It's for notoriety. That's
listen,
what I know.
it will have the picture of the captain's face, and then we could turn him in for gold. We'll get lots of money.
Right before we leave. Please, and not later. It made me wait in jail for a long time.
But end up jail if we turn.
No, it's
in.
what the captain wants. Stop arguing.
We lost someone.
Ruh-roh.
We lost.
We lost Crazy.
Yeah. We lost Erthos.
Don't worry, it only throws off all of the cameras.
And all the plan.
And I'll do it. Have no fear. I am very sneaky.
Do we
He's
lose him?
back.
There we go.
Oh, he's gone again.
See, that's how sneaky he is. He's not even here now.
Did anybody warn him?
Well, he's so stealthy that you can't even see him in Discord.
That's
We're okay.
He's muted.
I can do it. Don't worry. Sneakiness is my best trait.
You're a horrible liar. Almost as bad as you are at sneaking.
Oh, then I'll bet I could hide from you on this boat. You count to 15 and come find me. We're gonna play hide and seek while we wait.
All right.
1,
Alright.
2,
Hold on, I have
3,
hide.
4,
Where are
5,
you, Captain?
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We are coming to
who's
find you.
searching for him?
Everyone.
Well, that's not fair. I thought it was Belina.
It's reverse hide and seek.
I'm not looking for myself. Where is he? He's so sneaky.
I mean, I feel for you, Korg. So Korg runs out into the ship, searching for a hiding spot. And to most people's astonishment, he is near impossible to find. Ertos scours the whole ship, unable to discover his hiding location, but he's a bit unfamiliar with the ship layout and the way things work. But Drazar and Belina, understanding Korg's preferences, quickly find him in the liquor cabinet, kind of hidden behind a barrel.
Like, just standing there drinking. Haha.
No,
You have found me.
So you rolled a nat 20
Oh, really?
to
Wow.
hide, but you only have a +1 modifier.
I'm not sneaky.
And Drazar and Belina both rolled a 19 to find you, and they have much more than a +1 on their perception.
Investigation. Oh, or perception. Okay.
You that was the stealthiest you could ever possibly be.
Hey, but even though you found me, look how hard it was. It took more than just a few seconds. That's how sneaky I am.
Belina just kind of face palms
Yeah.
and looks at him.
Yes, you
Good job.
totally look like a barrel captain.
That and I was hidden
Evening.
very well.
Yeah, very, very well. You deserve a drink.
I've already had 3. While I waited for you to show. Like I said, 3. While I waited for you to show.
A little tipsy.
Anyways,
Oh, that was all I had. Hide and seek and alcohol. Now we just wait for the rest of the day.
you can always go to the tavern and see if they have pancakes.
That actually is a good idea. I'm gonna go get something to eat.
So you head towards the crooked cup.
Yes, without Belina, because that stupid racist in person won't let me bring her there
No, she lets her stay there. Just you have to pay extra.
and hide her the whole time in a room
Yeah.
in the back.
Yeah, but she can be bribed,
All right,
right?
that's moderately racist, innkeeper. I'm going to go get some food.
Okay, you head towards the inn and make your way towards the crooked cup. As you enter, there's several kind of drunk people passed out on the floor. Even this early in the morning, it looks like a lot of out of work miners or old workers. Kind of lazing around, still kind of like dirty and not really doing much. And then the old lady behind the counter, she looks at you as you come in. She's like, "Ah, what do you want now?"
I just want something to eat and something to drink. And I have the money for it.
Like, fine, fine. What do you want?
What time of day is it right now?
It's like 10 a.m.
Ah, some good morning foods, like maybe some cured meats of some hams or something, and maybe some morning breads, like a cake of some kind.
You can have the leftover slop from last night. And she kind of breaks off a heel of like crusty old bread. And she's like, this.
Deal. I love it.
That'll be 5 silver.
Of course, of course.
Put some syrup on it.
So I'm gonna put 3 silver on the table and look at her questioningly.
She takes the bread away. She's like, what are you trying to do? Pull a fast one on me.
No, and I put 1 more down.
Are you fucking daft?
Of course
Give me-
not.
gi-
And I put
gi-
1 more down.
She's like, give me your purse. I'll count it out.
But here, and I grab a good little handful of silver and put it on the.
And she sweeps them all in. And then,
We're good.
Retarded. I'm so glad I'm not there.
she's like, yeah, we're good. And she hands you the food as you slipped her 14 pieces of silver.
Perfect.
Anything else?
No, that's all I needed. Thank you so much. Oh, and the drink, a drink.
She scoops out like some kind of stale grog, slaps it down, it sloshes over the dirty counter. It's like 2 more silver.
I think I can count to that one, and I put another 3 down.
She sweeps them up. It's like, aye, you're getting better.
Thank you, thank you. I'll go eat my food now. Have a great morning.
Aspects bless your.
Yeah, all the aspects and stuff.
She shakes her head and just like you can barely hear under her breath her muttering. She's like, aspects bless the fucking retarded. The slop is cold. It's like day old stew. It's not great. There's chunks of meat in there. Tastes a little gamey. You haven't really seen a lot of hunting grounds nearby. Not quite sure what it might be.
Am I eating Belina?
I'm out. No, has Korg had rabbit before? He doesn't eat a lot of meat, right? As a turtle,
No,
you
I
mostly
don't
eat fish
usually like it.
tacos.
Yeah, fish is usually my preference.
Fish tacos.
It doesn't taste like fish stew.
Hmm.
It's like kind of a gamey, slightly greasy meat.
I'll eat.
But it's there's not a lot in there. It's mostly just kind of gruel.
Perfect.
Then yeah, the ale tastes kind of sour. Not the best quality. Kind of sit down at the table. The chair groans underneath your heavy weight and creaks as though it's about to crack underneath you.
I'm gonna look around a little bit, see if anybody's paying attention. Just dump it into my cup after the first sip.
Nobody's watching.
Perfect.
Most of the people, most of the people appear to be like passed out or not really super interested in what's going on in the tavern.
Perfect. Pour it into my cup and whisper under my breath, "Be of A." And boom, I've got my good shit.
All right, then what's everyone else doing while Korg's investigating his tavern experience?
I'd like to try to find a different shop other than the ship merchant person.
Okay.
And in passing, if I go by the town square, I am curious to see if we may have wanted posters.
All right. Let's do this. So you search around through the town as you go through. You don't really see any standout wanted poster kind of stuff. A lot of the towns, again, the town's not in the best shape. You kind of move through. The kind of northern region appears to be where most of the kind of more run down areas are. When you move further out towards like kind of the east or to the south is the richer neighborhoods. Within the smaller kind of rundown area, you do see a few small like grocers, cobblers, small town kind of shops to help out with the day-to-day needs of people, but not like not a whole lot of big like huge supply stores like you would see even back in the older towns that you were when you were closer to the empire.
Does one happen to have just like bits and like I don't know knickknacks?
Like just a store devoted to selling like knickknacks, or like
Yeah,
a general store with like assorted goods?
like cheap
Like what do you
knickknacks
mean when you say
imported
knickknacks?
cheap cheap goods meant to entertain?
No,
No.
can't find anything like that. This town is very serious and business like. They're not big on frivolities and useless goods.
Oh, is there like an investment firm somewhere nearby then?
No, no, no. The small, tiny town of Salash does not have investment banking.
Do they have a fish taco stand?
Yeah, Phil's Fish Tacos was
Asking the right questions
that was
now.
supposedly
Well,
a staple.
actually, near the dockside area, there is a small cart there, and scribbled in like kind of sketchy painted letters, it says Phil's Tacos on it. And then there's a big like X through it in like black paint, and it says closed forever
What?
scribbled on it.
There's no way Phil's Tacos ever goes out of business. This is a travesty.
This is a
I
trap.
mean, the town is on hard times. You know, all their prosperity relies solely upon
They're
empire.
smart. How do they not have fish?
Yeah,
They're on the water.
they have fish. They just don't have people that can afford the quality of Phil's tacos. Like, these are some of the best tacos in the empire. The empire's kind of pulled out from here. The mines dried up. I mean, people just the occasional random water-bound vessel that comes in for resupplies is the only means of income for the entire city now. Phil's Tacos closed up.
Well,
Couldn't support it.
they've got me curious. I want to go to the town center, and they've inspired me.
Okay.
I walk in, and I hopefully the same lady is there from the day before, yeah, or this morning.
So
Sorry.
the lady in the jail,
Yeah.
you'd have to go into the town jail to see her, but
Or well, let's go to the barracks for the guards, or whichever
okay,
headquarters for the
which is
guards.
next to the jail. So it's here.
Okay.
This little check there. That's where the small little, it's like a guard shack kind of deal. Small setup of like armory, a couple bunks. There's not a huge guard presence here. You know, maybe a dozen people at any moment in time, and most of them don't kind of shack up here.
Oh
Just
well,
whoever's on duty at the time.
I just speak to the first person on duty and just like, how do I become a guard? I've been inspired.
He looks at you. He's like, "Oi, aren't you the fucker that was flying through the town the other day?
Yes, I've learned the error in my ways, and I want to correct those that also mess up.
You got a criminal record. How are you gonna apply to be a guard?"
Well, it's been cleared. The judgment has been paid, and the sentence has been due. I
He kind of he looks you over, and yeah, he notices, you know, you're kind of outfitted with you know, you've got daggers and dirks and, you know, strange robes and kind of various and clubs and stuff. And he's like,
Wow.
you don't carry yourself very well. Like, you got a pea sticker dagger and an old branch for a club. Yeah,
what?
and what's this, like, shepherd staff or something? Like,
What?
what makes you think we'd hire you to be a guard?
Well, I changed my clothes and garb to the
Can those
official.
tiny little bones even support armor?
Well, yeah. I mean, I changed my clothes and garb to the official guard uniform.
I don't think you could even wear a suit of chainmail.
I disagree. Let's find out.
It's like, alright, I'll bet you 2 gold
Make it
that you
4.
could even manage. Oh, okay, 4 gold that you can't even manage to wear a full suit of chainmail.
I'll take it off.
He kind of walks inside and he comes out with this heavy suit of full heavy chainmail armor, and he starts like draping it on your body, and it's hefty. It's not. You can barely support the weight. It pushes you. You could barely walk once you have it on. It presses down on you. You're like unable
I
to
can hold it.
move.
I'm
You
I'm good. I can hold it. See, I win. You owe me
you
4 gold. Yep. Yep.
Why don't you walk 10 paces?
Damn it.
you take a step and you just like collapse under the weight of this heavy armor, and just kind of like fall in the dust, and the guards just laugh at you.
Okay, okay.
They're like, that's the best bet I've had in weeks. And they kind of help take the armor off, and then he kind of holds out his hand for the 4 gold.
I give him the 4 gold plus 6 more. It was like, but what's to say I have to wear a chain to be a guard?
Well, that's the standard guard uniform.
And I wink at him.
He winks back, kind of confused. He's like, if you gotta be a guard, you gotta wear the guard uniform.
Well, like the colors. I don't need the chain.
Yeah, what if one of those rabid Lapine bastards tries to stab you when you're patrolling the slums?
Well, I would fly over the slums. It's only
Oh, fly
illegal if you're
down.
not a guard.
Well,
I've learned the error of my ways.
you're not allowed to fly. There's no flying in this region by decree of the Empire themselves.
Okay,
It's
but
a no-fly zone.
if my life is in danger from those horrible Lapine, I couldn't fly and get back up?
Well, there's always extenuating circumstances, of course. If a rabid pack of Lapine try to tear you to pieces, as they're wont to do, I'll have you know, maybe you could fly away a bit. Just don't get seen. Or you'll have to kill all the Lapine that see you fly away. You could shoot them with a crossbow. Yeah, if you were flying and you pot shotted all those rabbit bastards from the sky, who's to say you ever really flew? And he winks at you.
Right? And I hand him like 5 more gold. And I was like, so you're saying I could become a guard?
No.
Well,
Oh,
now when you put it that way, it does sound like something. Maybe we could make a little bit of an amendment there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally we start the guards. We can make an exception for you. I'll tell you what. You could start beginning of next week. Yeah.
Sure.
do I need a uniform?
Yeah. What do I need to do until then?
Well, just stick around. I gotta put the paperwork in, get it approved by the magister, sign you into the rolls. We have to. Normally, we only people in at the first of the month. There's not really a slot open for you. It's been a little quiet lately. We haven't had any guard deaths or mining accidents recently. So, we have to add you to the payroll, get an exception to policy request in order to allow somebody to join onto the guard payroll, get the mayor to actually sign off on the requisition for change, get a uniform tailored for your frail kind of frame, maybe get some leather armor for you, file the paperwork for deviations from standards, get the magister to approve that paperwork, file that in triplicate so that we can send one back to Arkenvale on the next inbound vessel that comes through, which we're not due for Empire vessel for at least 2 weeks. So, I'm already doing you a favor by trying to push the paperwork piece up and let you start, next week.
That sounds great to me. What's your name? I haven't even asked yet.
Oh, silly me. I can't believe I didn't tell it to you at the beginning. I have a name generator app on my phone now.
That's what I'm gonna do for the next hour. I want to walk around town and ask everybody their name.
You bastards. My name's Quinn. Nice to meet you, my feathered friend. What's your name?
Drozor.
Drosor. That's an odd sounding name.
You know, this is probably the first bird person you met.
Well, I wouldn't say that it's the first bird person that I met, but it is the first bird person that I've ever met. It's quite a strange name, I've got to say. But I heard tales of you, evading arrest, running around. Are you good with a crossbow? I didn't even think to ask that question. We talked about you pop-marking Lapine with a crossbow, but I don't even know if you could use one.
Well, I could if I had to, but I'm really better with magic. Which I could pop him off with magic all the
He
same.
takes like 2 steps back and kind of makes like a sign, and he's like, "My lord, I'm sorry, I didn't know that you were one of the blessed ones. I'm sorry for talking so casually with you. I apologize."
So you'll get that paperwork done sooner.
Of course, my lord. I'll process what you need, but
So I can start tomorrow.
well, I'll have to talk to the captain, my lord. It's not often that
I don't worry about the pay. I just want to do good. So if I don't get paid until later,
but-
that's fine.
But what one of the nobility trying to join the guard ship here? It's a mite unusual, sir. The captain will know what to do, though. He's also a member of the nobility, blessed with the gifts of the Aether like yourself.
Oh. Oh, okay. Yes, you talk to your captain. I'll see you later.
Yes, my lord. And he kind of bows before you.
I walk away with no intention to talk to him again.
As you walk away, you see him. He turns around. He rushes inside in like a panic, and starts trying. And you hear like this commotion inside the guard shack.
Because that's not going to bring attention to us.
No!
Not at all.
Listen, that was Drozor.
Yes.
The only bird person this entire town's seen so far.
You guys forget the Empire is a magocracy, and those with magical abilities are considered a higher class of people than those without. Remember, like magic makes the world go round. Only those
So
blessed with Aether.
What would these idiots do if they saw a Lapine using magic?
I don't know. It's an interesting thing.
I have one question. With that being their mentality, why is it the one non-magical user, like I can't use magic in the party, is the one who leads them?
You can use magic. You use magic to look through Rumpelstiltskin's eyes. You have 2 spells as a totem
I thought that was
barbarian.
like an innate thing. I don't have spell slots, so I figured that it wouldn't count.
No. You cast them ritually. As a totem barbarian, you can cast 2 spells ritually. So you too can tap into the Aether.
So literally everyone in the party is blessed far more than the most people.
Alright.
You literally have an Aether medallion that you wear around your neck.
Well, I know that, but I mean, I'm just...
But more than usual, yes. If you
Wait.
worked against the Empire, you might be able to rise up in the ranks of the Empire. Though to be fair, only wizards are the true divine. You guys haven't read
No, I have.
Wait,
that's not... That
propaganda journal entries.
That
so
logic's
the ones
not true.
That have to study to do magic are the true divine. They have to
Exactly what I
study,
was going to say.
Not the ones that are blessed with it by birth.
Yeah, you
naturally.
didn't.
I read
guys
it.
haven't
You didn't have
read
to
the.
Go to a library to learn magic.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
If you
fine.
go to the campaign website, you'll notice that everything's kind of written out about how the Empire feels about each class, and their magic, and it's all written in like by a propaganda from a historian who writes about everything.
Those
And
asshole wizards in their writings.
yeah, they go quite into how magic's perceived within the world.
It's the
So the Emperor is, of course, a
Wizard.
mage. He is
Yes.
a wizard. So a brief entrance from the an excerpt from the history of Ithcarius, chapter 3, Aether, written by Gregor Markovich, the imperial scribe. Uh, Wizards are mages of arcane might, the strongest of all, the most devoted, blessed, and intelligent of all arcane users, the very line that the Emperor himself rose from as a young man applying his keen mind to the application of Aether in the world. These great mages invest the most into the study of Aether itself. Through years of hard work, practice, and study, these great minds, born with the ability to tap into the Aether, learn to harness power itself and apply it to reshape the world, conjuring fire, breaking the veil between the worlds, influencing the minds of others. Nothing is truly beyond the gifts of a mind applied to the advancement of magic. It only makes sense that our great emperor is an archmage of such a fashion, his mind keen above all others, and his mastery of magic unchallenged in this world. And then for sorcerers, if the greatest minds of the world are those with the drive and desire to study Aether, then the sorcerer is the equivalent of the lazy child who just manages to succeed without studying. A sorcerer is not one gifted with an innate use of magic. No. A sorcerer is one with a tainted bloodline whose very essence can be linked back to some ancient being or power that grants them the ability to use Aether. I remember a conversation back in academia with one such young man who claimed that to him, manipulating Aether was akin to inviting a local lady to a dance. Ha! He claimed that he could feel the pull of Aether around him, moving through him, and with just his will, he could manifest it in the ways he desired. A touch here, a caress there, and the Aether would respond as a lover would, obeying the commands given by the sorcerer's taintless to blood. Needless to say, the foolish man actually felt that being a sorcerer was superior to others, since they were more intimate with Aether than any other arcane user. The nerve! Can you imagine it, dear readers? Someone claiming to be a superior mage just due to his ancestors having laid with a dragon several centuries back? Preposterous! Why, the very thought is enough to make this old man shiver with reprehension.
Written by a wizard.
No, written by the Imperial Scribe,
Who
who
was
is all of.
probably a wizard.
So the entire campaign page is written purposely in like a propaganda way where it just glorifies the Emperor. For bards,
Oh
uh,
boy.
surely you have stayed a night in a far off tavern and heard the minstrel strum their lute or sing a tune, and thought that the music was magical, and you would not always be wrong. There is a sort of magic in the air when a skilled musician brings a tavern, or the Empire's court, to life with a masterful tune that plays on the emotions of the crowd. However, dear readers, when I speak the name of a bard, I speak not of the magic of a lone minstrel making tired farmers want to dance after a long night in the fields. No, I speak of something far more special. Some of those blessed of the bards can weave a tale so powerful they can attract the attention of a muse, a powerful being of the outer realms, infused with the strength of Aether within their core. A bard who has attracted the interest of a muse can receive the kiss of the muse, a special blessing bestowed upon them that opens their eyes to the Aether and grants the ability to affect it through their songs and praise. Yes, you've read that right. For these bards, their very music truly does become the source of their magic. These bards often form special colleges to practice their trade in magic and are highly sought after in the courts of nobility, let me tell you. The kiss of the muse is a rare thing to receive, but once gotten, the bard's life is changed forevermore. And then it talks about warlocks being power-hungry scavengers of the arcane world who steal power for their own might and are a scourge upon the empire.
He's maybe a racist.
Though the emperor, in his infinite grace, recognizes the power they bring to the realm and still offer warlocks a seat on the nobility due to their access, but that you should steer clear of any beings willing to enter such a bargain as a warlock does to sell their souls for power.
What about rangers? Rangers have access.
I mean, it mostly goes into the main arcane, and then it talks about divine magic. For rangers, it says, if the druids over Ithcarius are I was prepared. I wrote all this shit out. If the druids over Ithcarius
You
are the
forgot to.
caretakers of the wilds, then rangers are their sworn wardens, men and women forged in battle and skilled in woodcraft. Some even hold dominion over some of the beasts of the land, using their skills to track and slay those who would damage their natural homes. Be ever wary of crossing one of these forest guardians. It is said that their magic can be used to unerringly track a foe for as long as they have breath in their bodies. Not as gifted in magics as their druid counterparts, nevertheless, a skilled ranger knows how to use the power of the aspects to be a formidable foe. And
Does
it
it
talks
mention
about
anything about barbarians?
no, because this is the chapter on Aether. From the history of Ithcarius, chapter 3, Aether. Barbarians don't rare to mention in the history of Ithcarius, because only those blessed by Aether even deserve a mention in the great and noble magocracy and the great society of the imperial era.
So my point stands as the lowest in the party, not even mentioned in the histories, right?
A little
Leading
bit.
the party.
A little bit.
All right.
I love how much of a hater that guy is.
He is not a hater. He is the mouthpiece of the empire. Gregor Markovich, the imperial scribe, wrote many, many chapters. He wrote about religion in Ithcarius, politics, the great emperor himself, the founding of society, myths and legends. He wrote about the creation war.
So he's a hating
Preposterous to be a real thing. If you ever get your hands on a copy of the history of Ithcarius, there's the book is truly fascinating. Someday I'll update it from my early entries in June of 2018. Anyways, we have diverged slightly off subject here.
No,
That was fun though.
wasn't.
The
We're just wasting the day.
rum
is all.
helps. Yes. So Jazar, you didn't find a knickknack store. You didn't find your a way to smooth yourself into the guard ranks, despite terrorizing one of the guards.
Terrorizing.
And what's everyone else doing? Jahanan, Erthos, what are you guys up to?
Irthos would be trying to find a feasible way to observe the building that he's going to be tasked to enter without drawing attention to the fact that he's in the area.
All right. All right. So you kind of make your way in and in the town of Salash, in case you don't have the map open. It's you'll where this little arrow is pointing towards this small shack towards the middle. There's a large stone building back beyond that. That's the mayor's manor there. And next to it is this tiny shack where you see guards occasionally patrol in and out. You kind of blend your way kind of into the surroundings, kind of merging into the shadows between two buildings and manage to watch the comings and goings. It's very rare. You see a lot of the same people come and go. Throughout the period of time, you probably only see between 6 to 8 people actually traverse through this region at the time. It's very kind of low-key, quiet. The building's very small. It's not like your typical like guard barracks where people seem to stay for the night. It just seems like people kind of check in and then leave. There's one main front building, and then there's a window on either side of the building, but it doesn't appear to be a back entrance anywhere.
Okay.
But nobody sees you or anything like that during your time there. You remain unnoticed throughout your time. And managed to hide quite easily with your exceptional stealthy ability.
Yep. After a couple hours of watching, I'll go ahead and return back to the ship.
All right. The day kind of passes with your scouting, your activities, and your various efforts throughout the town. Korg, you head back to the ship, continue drinking since you're an alcoholic. Which, you know what? Yeah, we're adding that to your flaws list.
It's already on my flaws list.
Is it?
It is.
Oh, yeah. Too enamored with ale, wine, and other intoxicants.
Oh yeah, no, I've been very aware of how much alcohol I drink. It's been on there since the beginning.
Yeah, very useful. So, Korg drinks the day away. Jazar meanders his way back, and eventually you find your way back on the ship as evening begins to settle over the town of Salash. And you guys all meet up again.
So, are we going to uh, send a letter today or not?
Well, I do believe we're still waiting on the uniform, Captain.
All right, we haven't stolen that yet. Are we going to steal the uniform today?
Yes.
Yes. So I did a little bit of recon, and I would like you to know that if you show them some magic, or tell them about magic, if you're in a bind, they start talking to you differently. Uh, they apparently like it or something. But you can bribe your way out of situations here as well with money.
Well, that's a lot of places take bribes for money. That's not uncommon because people are poor because the empire is cruel
Well,
and
well, it affects the guards here too.
yeah, guards don't really make that much, but they make more than some of the others. But money is a thing. It, yeah, because people are greedy.
Oh, I also found an alternate way to get a uniform. If we want to wait a week or two.
That is a rather long time to wait.
I agree. I'd rather not.
Did you did, did they say anything interesting while you were discussing about uniforms?
Uh, they tailor them. Um, so that's of note. Um, they're also very heavy.
How heavy?
Metal.
This is not a problem. I can still wear it. But
Also they're still very racist to Lapine.
well, that's why we have the scroll of disguise self.
No, no. Alter self.
Right.
It's not the same.
Whatever. It's a thing.
If you had disguise self, you wouldn't need to steal a uniform because
That's
you
true.
could just have an illusion of a guard's uniform.
Right. So, anybody else know anything think anything?
Yes. We walk in, we kill one of the guards, and we take off their
No.
clothes, and then we have the clothes.
That is a
That's
good plan. I agree with
terrible.
this.
No, I don't, because then they'll realize that a guard is dead and his uniform has been taken, and they'll look at it like, who the fuck is this delivering a note? Because the town will be on high alert because the guard's dead, and uniform's missing,
There we
and then we
go.
won't be able to sneak in.
I don't know. Captain makes a good plan, though. Come on.
Ca-
If
the
you want,
captain
I
is
have
drunk.
no I have
I'm not drunk, you're drunk.
I have no problem
Really?
dispatching of one of these guards, and they will never find his body.
See, that is very easy plan, and then whoop,
But
we have
when
our
he comes up
clothes.
missing when they do roll call, they'll say, "What the fuck? Where'd this guy go?"
Why would they call the roll and then he would not be there? Just take the clothes.
My God.
He's not
I,
wrong.
I I honestly have no idea how the hell we have survived so long. Honestly, I'm questioning everything right now.
What do you mean? The captain says we do thing, we do thing. That's all you need to
That's
know.
how are we not dead?
Well, the people that
I
tried to
ask myself that every day.
if they no, this is how they try to kill us.
Well,
They can't. We kill them first.
but that doesn't solve anybody's problems. We're trying to do this without causing additional bloodshed, specific to a race of people who are being treated like scum here. This is not good. I would really like to do this in a way that gets them free without massive bloodshed, because if we go in there and just start killing guards, they're just going to go through, and if they can't kill us, they're going to kill them. And I
If
don't like that.
if you
Listen,
kill one guard, you do not have a lot of massive bloodshed. It is not raining blood.
No,
It
no,
is
no.
just one
One guard,
individual.
yes. Kill the one guard. And then the next day, when they call the rolls or they go to do the shift change or whatever the case may be, and that guard that's supposed to be there is not, because you have hidden his body. So, and they start asking where he is. And all of a sudden, someone that no one knows shows up in a guard uniform to deliver a note. Oh, wow, where'd this come from?
I think you're overthinking it.
I I think you guys out of character don't understand how cruel the DM is.
well, I do.
If
Someone
if
broke that.
we have two choices. I can go in there, I can get the uniform, I can bring it back, no death. I
Yes.
can go in there, I can kill one guard, I can bring back the uniform the guard's never seen, we deal with the situation then. And
well,
then things happen.
how many guards could you kill at once?
All of them.
That is a question depending upon how the size of the building and the amount of time.
All of them. Let's do it. Let's rush the barriers now. We take them all out.
Captain's
Now it would
orders.
be
Drug,
now it
you're,
would be raining blood,
Drazar, you
and we do
stop.
not need it to be
Johannin,
raining blood.
I need backup from someone with sense.
There is no
Johanna
sake
says she's with Belina on this.
there is no need for there to be a lake of blood from all the rain of blood that will be happening.
It's going to rain blood after we kill them all.
Yes, if we kill many, it'll be raining blood, and we'll be left with a lake of blood.
I don't like lakes of blood. You can't swim in that. I take it back. We're not
You
killing
have
because I
trouble
like my
swimming
water.
anyways. You got beat up by a lady in a lake.
I can swim for a long time. You want to challenge me on that one too?
You got
All right,
knocked-
buddy. That's it. Let's go over the boat and let's
You have fun with that. Go get beat up by another lady in another lake. Crazy person.
jump over the railing if you're so tough.
There's no reason
What?
to go over rails right now, okay?
This campaign is off the rails right now.
You first.
There's
All
no
right.
reason to go overboard with this entire matter. We need to just figure out whether it's going to be one guard or lots of guards. A raining blood or just a very stealthy mission.
The captain said to rain blood.
No, no, I don't like raining blood. I just wanted the guard uniform.
Yeah, he had a problem with the lake of blood, so no rain of blood.
What?
We're
No,
just
no, he had a problem with the lake of blood, but not the rain.
Rain causes the lake.
exactly.
Uh,
All
Why
right,
don't we?
we'll just
Hey,
steal them.
Drazar, why don't we ask your dad what he thinks?
well, we could go ask him. Hey, Dad, remember, those Empire guards that imprisoned you? Would you be okay with killing a bunch of them?
I'm prepared for this. Oh, if my
He's
mouse would
prepared his
work.
whole life.
So
Just remember, birds
if
of a
now
feather
you got to
flock
remember,
together.
killing a bunch of them would probably lead to mass genocide of innocent people in this town.
Ah!
Can't leave that part out.
He sides with me. We kill tonight.
Wait, so even with the
Bert-
mass genocide part, you're okay with this?
remember, birds of a feather flock together. So obviously,
I'm not worried about your mass genocide. I'll just hold my breath.
Maybe I will.
Let's
Maybe I
go.
won't.
That's
I'd say
not.
the odds are 50-50. I like those odds.
He sounds like he's in favor.
Maybe.
Well,
I
then we're
have
doing it
all
without
of the
me.
birds on my side. No, we don't. We just steal it quietly, like our plan was. But if it fails, then we kill all of them and take the uniform.
We won't need the uniform if we kill all of them because they'll be up in arms and it will be pointless.
yes.
And then
Well,
All
Dad,
Lapine will never get to go home.
try not to use that
And-
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
And then Lapine will never get to go home, and the Empire will continue to mine inside the Warrens, and they'll get that entire supply of Aether Crystal, and our entire mission will be pointless. Good job.
All right. Then
Rabbits
here's
can continue to be hopping mad.
here's the plan. Here's the plan. You will
Okay. I'm giving inspiration for the puns.
Irto will steal the guard's uniform.
Yes.
If it doesn't work, we go out to the Lapine stronghold area and just kill all of them and solve this problem.
But they'll just send another
Hair-raising
ship.
experience.
Not before we kill them all, though.
So you want to alert the Empire that there's someone in Salat that has enough power to take out an entire ship, their guards and miners, and what case may be.
Belina, you're overthinking this. If they're dead, they can't mine. That's it.
They have more. The Empire is massive. They have more. You don't. This is the part you don't get. They are everywhere. They have more.
We say quietly in our captain's quarters with the door closed.
No, the people are out in town. We're good.
All right, you just steal the uniform. That was the plan. Let's not change it now.
Why did you change your plan to begin with, Captain?
Why did you just shut your mouth now?
I thought you were going for him.
Ah, you weren't brave enough.
No, I'll hold your hat.
The hat does not leave my head.
You've taken your hat off multiple times to go swimming. We were in the
Today.
Giant's cave.
You didn't let me finish. I said today.
You don't sleep with the hat on. That's
Sometimes he does.
Take another big swig.
Was the hat a gift to you from Left Hand Jack?
Yes. It's very important to me.
which is why you'd want to take it off before you go swimming.
It doesn't leave my side.
So
Or my head, really.
you're gonna let it get soaked in the water when you go swimming.
It happens. So do my clothes. It's okay.
You don't really. You know what? I'm not even.
How many people did it look like were in that hut at any given time?
No more than 2 or 3.
Okay. So, I'm just going to go get the uniform.
Yes, do not
Back.
kill anybody.
Very well. And there was only that front door, no windows or anything else like that, right?
There's a window on each side. Front
Window on each
door,
side.
window on each side.
Okay. No front-facing windows, just 2 side windows.
Just 2 side windows.
Okay.
There's. Sorry, I'm trying to punch in this command. I forgot how to do it. I don't know. I mean, we can continue. I'm trying to change the color, but I forgot how to change the
Color.
to a specific alphanumeric hex color that I. Okay, there.
Perfect.
Using the wrong thing. So as you guys were arguing, it slowly drifted deeper and deeper into night. As the sun sets across the ocean, the brilliant, dazzling display of a sunset over water, which you guys typically don't get to see very often, sailing the aether skies.
Looks kind of nice.
That is kind of pretty.
Ertos.
God, the red on the blue. Ah, can't read it.
It's okay. Cork passes out. Irtos will
I should
attempt to
probably
navigate a
glasses.
path from the ship to the
I
hut.
literally can't read anything.
did not did not work out as I thought it would be.
Too bad you can't change the text.
Yeah, I can only change the color.
But Irthos will attempt to navigate a path from the ship to the hut through as much less lit areas as possible.
So the good news is that the town isn't very well lit at night. There's a few smoky torches here and there in kind of the richer neighborhoods, and along the dock front there's a few torches, but for the most part it's kind of dark. There's lots of very alleyways, dark alleyways. This is my last drink for tonight, I think.
It won't be mine.
It is while you're sleeping.
So you're able to navigate kind of a way through there pretty simply through the dark alleys. As you get kind of towards that town center where the mayor's town is and the guard shack is, there's a bit more light. So what you notice is the mayor's stone multi-story mansion has several bright white bulbs of light across them that are not your typical a torch light. They seem to be driven by some sort of a magical kind of aether light that glows to surround the area, that illuminates the the mayor's manor in this stark contrast against the rather dark night, causing the whitewashed colors to stand out with garish contrast to the region around it. The guard shack has a single lone flickering torch out front of it, kind of guttering within the night, but the residual glow of the mayor's manor causes the majority of the front of the guardhouse to actually sort of be covered in that kind of garish, kind of faded light, which creates an area of dim light around the front of the shack.
Okay. Is it clear how many people are presently occupying the hut area?
I guess that would actually rather be this. Sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, no.
Yeah, so as you look, you can kind of see there's not much movement here. There's a single guard kind of standing out in the front. And from where you're at, you can occasionally see the shifting of light through the side window that looks like there might be one other person inside the building kind of moving around.
And they do appear to both. Well, the one that I can see does appear to be wearing what I've been given the impression is one of these.
Yep. So he's got a suit of chainmail armor that he wears, and over it is kind of like this white tabard belted with a white belt. It wears like kind of like a white shirt underneath it, and kind of these leather white pants that and then kind of crisp black boots that kind of contrast against it a little bit. But he is wearing what looks to be the standard livery of a guard.
Okay. So definitely not one of the ones that they were attempting to obtain the uniform for.
No, it's what it's the kind of uniform that they're trying to get. It's
Standard
definitely
for
what.
everyone. Okay.
Yeah, it's a standard guard uniform. That's exactly what they're looking for.
Okay. Would it be possible to move up to one of the side windows without gaining his attention if I were to move around the back way?
You could certainly try. It appears like there's some shadowy kind of regions that you could play across coming from the south a bit.
Okay, I will make that attempt.
All right, you slowly slide your way up from the south, moving up along the kind of keeping to the shadows, and arrive at the window unnoticed.
Okay. Attempting to look into the window without drawing attention, just enough up into the window to see what would be within the hut.
All right, you kind of inch your way up and peek inside. As you look inside for the first time into this the guard room, the window opens up. It looks like a small kind of front area. There's simply a small kind of desk there, and a man sits behind the desk, kind of taking notes. His uniform is similar to the one that's in front, but instead of like just the plain belt, it has a gold buckle upon it, and he has a small clasp up in his upper left chest area that has a strange symbol. It's not like the Empire kind of symbol, but it's a small kind of gemstone inlaid within a golden sigil there. And he's scribbling away at a book. Behind him, you can see a large kind of oak door with a crossbar set across it. Seems to lead into a back room area. Other than that, it's sparsely decorated, just with a single chair that sits in front of this desk where the member's at.
Okay. Can I see the other window at all?
It's directly across from you.
Okay. Is his back to that window?
No, so the way it works is let me
Or is both windows parallel to how he's sitting?
both windows are parallel.
Okay, so I can see his side from either window if I were to look through either window.
Yeah. So
Johannes, what are you doing here?
Johannan has been throwing little things out on chat because she's been dealing with fussy children and not being able to talk.
I've been dealing with fussy children in the chat as
Alright.
well.
So imagine this is my shitty drawing, actually. So like the desk is this little center area, the windows are the X's, and the door leading to the back is on the southern side. So they're both to either side, and he kind of sits here.
Okay. Okay.
And this is the front.
So the south wall is the front door.
The south wall is the door leading to the back, and
Okay.
the north is the front door. Yeah.
North is the front door. I'm looking through the west window right now.
Yeah, right here.
Okay.
Not the best drawing tools, but
It's okay. I've dealt with MS Paint drawing to figure things out. And his back is to the back door.
yes, his back is to the back door.
Okay. Yes, better. Yeah. Johannan isn't the one looking through the window.
I was about to say, wait, I just walked in front of my computer finally. Because I got kids down. I walked in front of my computer and my character's sitting there. What?
Yeah, you weren't here, so we just sent your character over in with him.
You're about to get
Now,
assassinated.
I have had my headset on the whole time, and I didn't say that I was out listening to gossip as only Johannan can.
Drazar, you too?
Drazar joined the guards.
Drazar, you too?
Haha!
Right. And the other guard is just standing right in front of the doorway.
Oh shit! I didn't mean to do that.
Everybody disappears. Okay.
They're so big.
I really don't have to worry about them. I'm like twice their size.
Oh no!
Suddenly
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Oh no!
You're like an eighth of their size. What's going on?
They've enlisted Goliaths for their envoy. Okay. Right.
That's the gist of it.
Yeah. No. I get it. Guy behind the desk is obviously more important than the guy that's in front of the door
Yes.
because he has the same outfit and then some. Yeah. We're all in the military. We know that and then some means officer.
Yes. He has golden gems. Obviously, he's paid better.
Salute the shiny stuff. Come on. Okay.
He's in charge of CQ.
Yeah.
Staff duty officer.
All right. So with this information, I will go ahead and go back to the ship. Now that I
Okay.
know this, and I will make my way back to the ship. Sure.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, you slink off through the shadows and make your way back to the ship unaccosted.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
I'm gonna
This is
keep
See,
rolling super low on perception checks.
yeah. This is when I'm glad that guards are not as perceptive as they're supposed to be.
Yeah, I just kept rolling 7s.
see, Drazar, and what you do is you put the mud on the area, and it pulls the bee sting out of the skin, and it doesn't hurt anymore. It brings
Wait,
the swelling down because of the coldness too.
the captain's talking in his sleep. How
You-
often does
I
he do
woke up
this?
earlier. I
He
woke up
woke up.
earlier.
You are
Well, I see
brilliant, Captain. I will go back to
instead
bed.
wakes back up.
Woke back
see,
up.
hard for me to read the red on the blue thing. And
Well,
the,
now it's
no,
easier
it's
to
not.
read.
I wasn't looking.
Yep. All right. So
Oh, you're back. Did you get the clothes?
there are two of them in the shack. You
Two
don't
clothes?
know two people.
What are those two people in the shack? Are they getting the clothes?
If you don't want them dead,
He's been in our campaign for 3 hours. And I'm already making him take deep sighs. I'm so sorry.
This is Korg.
if you don't want them dead, I'm not going to be able to get their clothes. There's
What
one.
about?
There's
So,
there's an officer within the shack, and there's a guard outside the shack.
well, then we definitely can't kill either of those because those would be too obvious if they went missing.
But remember, we can do a distraction. I'll just go and shout really loudly in the streets about flying bird people.
Yes, yes, we could do that. We can get them away from the shack.
Wait,
If we can
but
isolate,
Captain, if they catch you in the streets in your current state, you'll get arrested in public.
What
And
state is
slashes.
that?
You're drunk.
I'm not drunk. I'm merely a little bit on the
We-
tipsy side.
We've had this conversation. You said that if you were drinking in the tavern, it's fine. If you're drinking on the boat, it's fine. But you can't drink in public because
But
then you get
then
lashes.
that's
because
the perfect thing. I'll get arrested for drunken in the streets.
but you can't
And
do that. You're not.
what?
You do remember that there's lashes as well as
And
an overnight stay in the jail,
You're,
right?
you're,
What are lashes to me?
yeah, and also, they'll probably ask for your name. What?
Ah, I am Korg, the pie. Oh shit! No, I am Korg, the turtle. Shit! You can tell me what I'll be. You can tell them my name.
You will be
I
Drozor.
won't be there. I won't be there. No,
Who will tell them that I am
What's your
drunk
name?
then? Who's going to tell the drunken guards that, or the guards that I am drunk then? How will they even know?
Oh my goodness gracious! Because you're loud and obnoxious more than usual.
Oh wait, this
That was hurtful, Belina. That was a little bit hurtful.
this is
Well,
the perfect
I'm
moment to
sorry.
use the scroll of alter self.
Well, no, because I need to use it to be a guard.
Why do you have to use it?
Because I can't be a guard as a bunny.
Who's trying to be a guard as a bunny? I thought that we were
Nobody's
still in
trying
clothes.
it. We were going to use the scroll of alter self so I could look like one of them, right? So then I wear the guard uniform and I'll look like a person from the town wearing a guard uniform and I can deliver the letter because I'm the one that has the altered self spell
Then there's a simple answer
and
to
can
all of
wear
our
the armor.
problems. I go out there and I get arrested for drunkenness and then take a few slashes and then it's fine
Captain?
and it's all over.
Captain?
Yes.
Captain, how about I run over to the guard shack and let them know that there has been another flying bird sighting?
No.
That's what I said in the first
No.
time.
Yes,
What?
but you stand out.
The only thing you
How
changed
can
in
we-
my whole plan was that you do it instead of me.
Hold on.
They said
Hold on,
I'm
hold
the
on.
only flying
I
bird.
have an idea.
Obvious.
Wait,
Who is
what
more
about
obvious?
Simon? What about that Simon asshole? What if we say somebody spotted him being drunk again?
Yes.
I'll do it. Simon is drunk again.
Don't tell us.
Oh,
Somebody go say that Simon George fella that you guys said was evil and bad and was causing problems for his wife. We go blame him, and the
but
guards will go after him, and then we could sneak into the guard shack.
At that point, we don't have to sneak into the guard shack. We can just go into the barracks.
That's what I meant.
Johnny goes and pours herself a drink.
But we need somebody. We need somebody convincing that can go and convince them that Simon George
I
person
can
is
assure you
drunk.
that I'm very convincing
You're
as a
also
drunk.
very drunk and will get arrested too. And
It's
then
not that big of a deal. It's a little arrest.
it is if you say your name and then the Empire sees your name on
I
the
won't
arrest
say my
warrant.
name. I won't
Really?
say my name. I
Who
will
are you?
say I am Hammer.
Really? Hammer is your name.
No, it's
Why don't
Longbow.
are we clear?
Longbow.
Are we?
Really?
Is our goal to clear
Really?
out the guardhouse, or is it to clear the barracks? How
Clear
are
the
we getting?
barracks.
Which way do
We
you
We need to
prefer to
get
get the
into the
uniform?
barracks. The
Clear the
barracks.
barracks.
Yes.
Clear the barracks.
Yes.
Okay, well, I guess we're having a manhunt for Simon. You said it was Rizar. We can have a manhunt for him. I'm guessing he got intoxicated, and
And
someone overheard him saying something about how
he hates
he
the
always
Empire.
wanted to be a ship's captain,
Yeah. And he's a
and
dirtbag.
disappeared.
If he's known for doing this, do you want to check the jail to make sure he's not already there?
Just let
He's
me
got a
get
point.
arrested.
Because
It'll be fine. Look,
It'll
we'll come
all
up with
be
a
fine.
name now. What's the name? You tell me the name and I'll
No,
remember it,
no,
and then it'll all be
You
okay.
have to decide on the name because you won't remember it if we just tell you. You have to make something yourself that you will remember, which is the
Okay,
problem
no,
because
that's
you're
easy.
terrible at that.
That's easy.
No,
No,
you're not.
I am
Listen.
Darkstorm.
No, it's Simon. He's walking around with his whip, and he's hitting his wife with it after killing some vampires.
Wait, no,
Oh.
what? What?
Oh, I can be. My
Did you make a
name's not. My
Castlevania
name's,
reference?
Yes, it did.
That's terrible.
The worst. The worst.
That minus inspiration.
No, this will be very easy. I am not Korg. I am Drazar, and then they will not know.
Well, no, because then Jazar is another name that they're on the lookout for on the blotter.
No, it's Drozor.
That's what you've been using as your cover name. You hush. you, you're not helping.
What about Dan?
Dan.
Dan.
I mean, we might as well go with something like Pack.
My name is Dan.
Really? You think the turtle name is Dan? Does that make sense to you?
Are you a turtle? Do you know what you name your kids? I thought that was a good name.
You want to name your kids Dan?
I don't know.
You don't know.
What about Dran?
Actually, that's not bad.
It's Dran. My name is Dran.
Is it?
Of course.
What's your name again?
It's Korg.
Facepalm. It's just this
Drand.
is why this is a terrible idea. We're gonna stick with the we're gonna blame Simon. Right, Johannen? Where'd you go?
You guys drove Johanna to drink a bit. Uh,
You
typically
see,
she drinks
Johanna,
water, but she had a little bit of Cork's rum there. A little. She's doing okay, but you've never seen Johanna actually drink before. So,
she's just sitting there with a dumb grin on her face, watching you guys like you're the most entertaining thing on the planet.
I can
Rather
do
than
this.
her
this
normal
is
look of
this is the reason I
rather than her
GM.
normal look, rather than her normal look of exasperation when dealing with you guys, she's just looking thoroughly entertained. Like this is the best show she's
I
ever
believe in you,
watched. She
Captain.
is obviously
I don't.
I can do this. Trust me.
What's
It's
your
not Korg. It's Dan. No, it's Dran. I'm Dran.
well? Who are you?
I'm Dran.
Really? Are you sure?
That's my name. It's
Is
spelled
it
D
Ran?
Ran.
Uh huh. Yeah.
Really fast.
Yes. Right. You know, you're as good of a liar as you are at stealthing.
Oh yeah? Well, my name is Dran.
Oh God.
Look at that. Look at that deception check, and tell me it's not Dran.
You didn't do that at disadvantage for being drunk.
I think people can
Cord,
lie
maybe he should
easier when
have-
they're drunk.
I was gonna
don't
say it's
think
Cord.
so.
Maybe he should have advantage when he's drunk.
I think it's balanced out.
I've been drinking my whole life.
Look,
If I had
Korg-
disadvantage on everything I did for being drunk, I wouldn't be alive right
Cork's a functional
You shouldn't be.
alcoholic, so
Yeah.
You shouldn't be
actually
alive right now. You should be
disadvantage
dead
for being a
at the
shitty
bottom of
liar,
a lake.
but
now. Yes.
it,
You should be dead at the bottom of a lake because you wanted to help some stupid lake monster.
At least I have feelings for life.
there is some drama going on in the zoo crew.
I can do this. Trust me. My name is Dran. It's in there now.
Oh God.
What's your name, Captain?
It's Duran.
Are you a captain?
Of course.
Of what ship?
Oh, the Amethyst Sky. Of course.
Who is the captain of the Emesis guy?
My name is Duran.
Wait, isn't the Amethyst Sky the name of the ship that's wanted by the Empire?
That's probably.
Probably. And you're gonna put that on the official report then.
Okay, I will not be the captain of the Amethyst Sky anymore if that's what you want.
That's actually a brilliant idea. But no, that's not what I'm after here. I'm trying to prove a point. You are being ridiculous. And this is a terrible idea.
You're out of options. Let's go.
No,
No, this is happening. I'm Dran and I'm not a captain, I will yell.
uh,
And on that note, we will take our midstream break. We will return in 10 to 15 minutes. Everybody get some food, something to drink, hit the bathroom up, and enjoy.
Try to find some alcohol to drown this
And we are back with the Skies of Ithcarius campaign. Have you guys decided on your plan? Is Dran going
No.
to be a distraction in order to
No.
pull the guards away from the shack so you can get a uniform? Or will Simon be drinking heavily again within the town and require a little bit of guard support to get him under control?
Yes. I vote for Simon. Let's blame the bad guy that's already a bad guy in the town. And then none of our people have to be put in jail. And we'll have maximum capability to leave as soon as we can.
Fine. Try your Simon way.
Johannan, please stop drinking.
We're falling apart.
That was me trying to see if I'd started to straighten up, but no, you guys are still hilarious idiots.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Johanna is definitely not doing the most sober in the world.
Look, look. Okay, we need someone who can talk to the guards comfortably, right? Right, that isn't conspicuous. I can't do it because I'm a rabbit and I have to save the disguise self or the alter self spell for when we go to turn the letter in. So I really need you, Johannan, to try and pull yourself together a little bit here before Korg really does something. If anybody wants to insight Belina, now is the time.
Oh, hey, Johannan, I have a special cup. Would you like to use it? It's great.
I'm good.
But you can drink all the booze you would like in it.
It is true.
Are,
Not today.
are
I'm
we?
just feeling bad for Simon.
But
That's how I
Simon,
feel.
why were you
Don't feel bad.
Why would you feel bad for Simon? He was clearly trash of town. The worst
He's
of the
he's
worst, the
only
dog of the best, in the gutter.
he's just trying to live his best life, and we all know sometimes drinking is the only way to deal with it. Now we're gonna punish him for it.
But he beat
No,
his wife.
he's
Oh,
back.
screw that guy! We need to
Yeah,
go get him thrown in jail right now.
See?
yes.
Okay.
I,
I'll go do it. Simon, where are you? I'm gonna
uh,
beat his ass right now.
Well, Captain,
Okay.
stop.
We can use this if we have someone already angry with Simon.
Get that old lady.
There's an old lady we have to beat up too.
No, the
I,
one that come to the jail. That's the one I was talking about. They just come in, talk trash about Simon because he was locked up in jail.
There was an old lady making fun of Simon in jail.
that's kind of funny. But no, I thought you said it was his wife.
Uh, somebody. They were old hag.
Look, we're gonna
What?
run out of nighttime if we're not careful. Let's just go. Somebody go scream in the streets or whatever and say, "Hey, Simon is out drinking and killing again."
Drinking and killing.
He's not. He doesn't. What? What? No.
okay, you guys,
Simon murdered his wife again.
What?
I have no idea where you guys got all this about Simon.
I'm sorry, but you can only die once.
Ah, that's where you're wrong.
I'm confused.
Drazar's already died once, and he's still here.
What? I didn't
You
die.
were killed in that dark tomb area with the sad, scary ghosts.
No.
He
My
was just
mistake.
unconscious.
A lot. I thought he died.
No, no, he got knocked unconscious, and then
Okay.
I jumped down and healed him, and then, yeah. But
Yeah.
no, I mean,
There were a lot of scary ghosts, though. I
there
mean,
was a
being
lot
dead
Yeah.
of.
doesn't mean you can't do anything.
That's true.
Can
Whatever the
definitely.
case may be, regardless of the fact, We just need a scapegoat so that we can pull the guards out so that we can get a uniform.
I thought we were trying to find Simon, and now you're looking for a ghost.
God
Let's just stick
damn it.
with Simon and stop making the plan so
Yeah,
confusing.
I'll go
Jihadin.
find. I know what Simon's wife looks like. I'll take care of it. Be ready. She walks off, shaking her head.
That finally, somebody knows what they're doing.
I'm gonna have another drink.
All right, Johannan, you walk off the ship to search for the mysterious wife of Simon the drunkard.
Oh, and Simon is the whole reason Shahadin has been decided to try drinking and discovered that it doesn't solve her problems.
It does not, apparently. It makes things worse. If you've learned anything, except for Corp. All right, so what do you do?
Well, I am going to go find myself a good location, not too horridly far from where I'm going to, from where it's the barracks they're trying to get in, right?
Yep, the guard shack down here, where the
Yep.
arrow points to.
I turn to Earthos back on the ship and say, "Hey,
Excellent.
you should probably go get ready. So when it happens, it's gonna have to be quick."
Go ahead.
Okay. So, all right. So when it looks like people are in place.
Yep.
All right. So, so what our fine lizard friend will see come hustling up as quickly as her old bones can carry her is this hunched over this worn, obviously emotionally worn out woman goes hustling up to the shack or to the barracks. She goes, and she goes, he's at it again. She opens the door. He's at it again.
What?
I can't.
Whoa
Can I get some
there!
help?
Whoa there, lady. What seems to be the issue?
It's Simon again.
Simon? I heard about this bastard from my buddy working day shift.
I'm his wife.
What?
And I am going to be. Oh. So today he was.
They gave that bastard 30 extra flogs this morning. Is he out drinking again?
Oh, the things that he was saying about our blessed empire. He was blaming the empire for his drinking and all his injury, and he said something about taking a ship and going, and I'm hoping he's too drunk to have actually made it, but I need help. I can't just let him go. I don't.
We'll take care of it, ma'am.
Thank you.
Just wait right here.
Okay, and she just kind of collapses down to the ground.
He kind of bunches you up and kind of carries you into the guard shack and sits you down. He's like, Captain, that Simon bastard's at it again. This is the bugger's old lady. She said he's thinking about stealing a ship, Captain. Bastard's drunk off his ass. He kind of looks up and he's like, you would have thought giving the bastard 50 flogs in the morning would have solved this problem. Let's go round up the boys. It's like, are you gonna be okay, ma'am?
I'll be okay. I'm
It's like, You just rest
Oh,
right here. We'll take care of it. He kind of stands up.
okay.
He straps his belt on, and as they walk out, you hear just he's talking to himself. He's like, "Bastard's gonna hang for this. Didn't learn his lesson." You head down to the dock, gather up the dock crew. I'll head over to his house, see if the bastard may have returned there. We're done with his ass in this town, though. There's no room for making old ladies cry. This drunken behavior and bad mouthing the Empire. They kind of fade off in the distance as they split off, heading out in different directions.
And she, the old lady just kind of scribbles a note and leaves it on the desk saying, I wanted to stay, but I had to try and find him myself. I just, thank you. And, little teardrops courtesy of water glass. And she opens the door and lets the lizard in. How's your character's name pronounced?
Iratos.
Hiroto lets him in, and she goes stumbling off, still sniffling and just very obviously shaken.
Aertos, you are inside a now empty guard room.
Yep.
This old lady just let you in, like unassumingly, like walked off, asking no questions at all.
Yep. All right. Johanna must have done her bit. Um, check the back door.
Hey, so it's got a large bar across it, but it's unlocked. And you just pick the bar up and move it.
Opening it up.
Yep. So opening up the bar, the door swings open. You see a room. It's kind of just got various weaponry and armor, and the cloaks and tabards kind of lie across the room. It's like seems like a small like armory kind of changing station there.
Okay.
There's about 3 sets of guards' uniforms, armor, and long swords emblazoned with the same kind of symbol that you saw on the guard officer's chest, but rudimentary. It doesn't have like real gems or anything like that in it. It's just like a false like impression to kind of mimic that symbol kind of deal, sitting up against the wall for people like spare equipment and people to like
Right.
change into and stuff when they're not there.
Okay. I'm gonna get a set to duplicate the guard out front, as well as a set for the fake impression of the officer. So two.
Okay.
So one set of the under armor, but 2 over garments to choose from.
Okay. Yep. So it'll be a 1 set of chainmail armor, and then the overcoats.
Yep.
Yep. You grab those and bundle it all up very quickly.
Yep.
Easy in and out job.
Close up the door, set the bar over the door again, and then back to the ship.
Yep. You make your way back towards the ship, kind of meandering through the shadows. As you start to get towards the docks, you hear a commotion. You see 4 or 5 shapes flickering in torchlight and a bunch of shouting going on. And the rest of you that are on the ship kind of hear this too. People shouting out. They're like, "Oi, Simon! You bastard! We know you're out here! You're gonna hang for this! Come out and make it easy on your old lady!" They're kind of searching the docks, kind of moving up and down, kind of checking. There's only 3 ships at port right now. The Amethyst Sky up in the northern dock area, and then 2 smaller ships kind of towards the south. And they appear to be working their way up from the south along the docks.
I'm just gonna look at Drazar and Beline and um, are we the baddies?
No.
But Siren's going to hang, and he didn't even do anything.
Simon's a bastard.
Well, you're not wrong, but death?
Well, the Empire's evil for them wanting to kill somebody just for talking bad at them.
The Empire is evil. We are the ones who said that he did all that stuff.
Well, how do we know he didn't do all that stuff? He said
No,
that
we didn't know he did. We just all
Rizar,
got the man
Listen,
killed.
I know he did all
Rizar
of that.
himself. Right, he
I
was
heard
in
it.
the cell when then the woman came in and told all the stuff to
He-
the yeah.
He couldn't even defend himself. He was speechless.
I
Alright, I
appreciate the
guess.
fact that two of you are chaotic good and one's neutral good, having a conversation right now about uh, letting Simon die for drinking one night too much.
Uh,
I,
Not
I
true.
just keep glancing over, going, okay, yeah, my alignment says I can, in fact, do that. Okay.
Beating his wife.
It's a little gray area.
I get it, but beating your wife should probably result in maybe like I don't know dismemberment, but to kill somebody.
No, they're not. They're probably not killing him for beating his wife. They're probably slandering the Empire. I don't know.
The hilarious part is his wife never said anything about being beaten.
We don't know that.
Other stuff that he did, but now it's set in everyone's mind in the entire city that he is that he commits domestic violence. It's in everybody's mind. Everyone believes that he beats his poor wife, but his poor wife never said anything about it.
They're
Nope.
just hiding the video evidence until a year later when it's more convenient to release it.
I mean, it seems like Simon's the O.J. Simpson of this town. I'm sorry.
He run off.
So,
Well,
so-
did the
Airtoss,
gloves
you
fit?
can make your way towards the ship without being spotted. Just
Yes.
so you're aware. So as you come up onto the ship, you hear these people discussing the merits of Simon's death or not.
Did the gloves fit?
Then you must have quit.
All right. Well, I guess that poor Simon guy is dead meat when they find. I hope he's hiding somewhere.
Oh,
Maybe he
All-
went down after the 50 flogs.
It was a very safe thing to do if he did.
It would have been the smart thing to do. But
That's what I said. All right.
how the cookie crumbles.
Oh, Jesus! Where did you come from?
I
Right,
told you he was
That's
good at
all.
sneaking.
Airtoss steps out of the shadows on the deck, materializing out of nowhere.
Well,
The equipment. He just puts down onto the deck. You can either pretend to be a guard or more of an officer.
No, just a simple guard. We don't want to raise too much suspicion.
I'll do it.
No,
No.
the cast spell is alter self. It only works on the person that casts it. Hush your face.
Fine. I'll just
The captain could do it.
delegate. I'll delegate.
I'll give him the.
Belina, you do.
Okay.
All right. Yes.
Since we're going with a simple guard, it would be best not to let the captain be something so demeaning.
Oh,
Indeed.
that makes perfect sense.
I agree with you.
Okay. All right. Just kind of glances around at whatever. So Belina goes ahead and puts. Don't look.
Use the captain's quarters then. You're just dressing on the docks.
So she goes into the quarters, not really thinking about that.
Takes off
Okay.
clothes on the middle of the docks and then goes, "Don't look at me."
Belina's an exotic dancer. Don't judge.
That's for a living, man. I think she'd be used to it.
Johannan goes ahead and gathers. Johannan walks back on the boat, catches the tail end of this. When Belina goes off to get changed, she grabs the officer's stuff and goes, "I'm gonna stash this in case we need it." Walks down below deck.
All right.
Alright. Belina,
Yep.
you you dress in the appropriate attire of the guards,
Yep,
including the
the
heavy
chainmail,
chainmail armor.
which I have 13
Uh,
strength that I can wear.
yes, yes, you do.
So, so needless to say,
As
everything is fine.
as you wear the armor, you sort of feel a restriction in your movement and dexterity, and your character kind of understands from a metagaming standpoint that being not proficient in heavy armor will prevent you from being able to cast spells.
Crap. Okay, so I take the armor off, and I'm naked, right? I cast the spell first. I alter myself, and then I put the armor on.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I make myself look like a standard citizen of the town that I've seen as I'm walking around, standard humanoid, and I change my voice to match, the accent of the area because you can do that with the spell.
Can you do it?
Um,
Can you have concentration and still do that?
it doesn't say, yeah. So I just can't cast while
Okay,
I'm wearing the armor, but I can maintain concentration as long as I don't take
Yeah.
damage.
good.
You just can't cast spells.
Right. So,
And you'll fail any strength or dexterity check.
You have an hour,
yep.
and it's
So,
nighttime.
yep. I make my way. I get the letter, uh, and I got it all rolled up, sealed, good to go. And I make my way to the ship. You see, Lena went in. A human guard in uniform comes out of the captain's cabin and makes his way down the ramp.
All right.
Spiritos will
holding a
follow at a
torch.
distance.
Holding a torch nonetheless. Right?
Okay.
So
He-
I come through and I see the other guards. Oi, Simon's not on this ship.
He's like, oh, where'd that bastard go? Maybe he's
I don't
back at
know.
his house.
Yeah, I'm gonna head this way.
All right. And they kind of look at you suspiciously, like, oh, captain's orders said everybody got to travel together. We'll go meet up with him. Oi, come on.
Right. I'll be right there. I just gotta take a leak.
Make
Oh no! Oh my god! How? Why? I'm
Do
gonna
you
go
have
ahead.
inspiration?
I
Can I
do.
give her an inspiration?
I
Have an
have it.
extra?
I'm gonna use
Yeah,
it.
I was gonna say I'll throw mine out there if you need it.
I can. I have two. I'm gonna use one of my inspiration to redo that. Do that.
Oh,
That's
much
better.
better. Much better.
Oh.
like, ah, we'll make it fast, you bastard. Just piss off the side and join us.
All right. I'll be right there. You guys head on. I know where we're meeting the captain.
And they kind of head off, heading north into the town and kind of leave you behind.
All right. So at this point, I'm gonna make my way around to the governor's house or the mayor's house,
Yeah.
as it were,
Yep.
and I'm gonna knock on the door.
You knock on the door, and it kind of cracks open just a little bit. And you see the stern face of this elderly gentleman dressed all in white. He's like, he snaps very quickly. He's like, "What do you want?
I
The
snap to
mayor is
attention.
not to be disturbed at night. You know the rules, guard."
I understand, sir. Sir, a small skiff, a metal skiff, arrived, and they delivered this message and then took off again. They said it was on imperial business. Obviously, I'm not of a rank to question. So I'm just delivering the message, sir.
Come in, come in. Let me see the missive. And he kind of opens up the door. And you kind of walk in. The inside of the manor looks like it was once kind of this lavish manor house. Cracked marble tiles, all in white, kind of cover the bottom of the floor. It looks like the inside had once been like kind of painted to try to look white, but you see it's kind of peeling in some areas. But a lot of effort's been kind of made to try to look. It looks a little better on the inside than the rest of the town. There's faded old tapestries kind of hanging on the wall. They look like they've recently been dusted slightly, but inside it all glows with like this same kind of ethereal aether light. And as you kind of walk inside, he kind of slams the door shut quickly, and he holds out his hand impatiently at you. He's like, "Oh, let me see."
So hands off the missive.
He kind of looks it over. He's like, unfolds it, kind of reads through it hurriedly. He kind of looks at you. He's like, "Where did you say this came from?"
There was a metal skiff, sir. A ship came through real quick. Everybody's been busy looking for Simon. They just happened to stop by me and tell me to deliver the missive. They said they were on their way to search for some vigilantes, sir,
Who
and
the
they
hell
don't
is
have time to
Simon?
stay. I
How,
don't know,
what does it
sir.
matter?
He's some
Don't,
drunk in
don't.
town, sir.
I don't even care. If this is true, the mayor needs to hear about this right away. Come with me. Tell him what you told me.
Just, yes, indeed, sir.
He turns around and he kind of snaps to him. He's very stiff posture. And he kind of walks through the manor house. It leads to like a pair of kind of run down stairs. He goes upstairs and then heads towards a room down the hall. And he knocks once sharply on the door, and you hear faintly from within, "Enter." And he kind of swings. He's like, "Come on, hurry up! The mayor's not to be kept waiting." As you walk in, you see a lavishly decorated office space, deep walnut furnished desks and chairs with plush kind of white paddings. Everything's gilded slightly in gold leaf. It's probably the fanciest looking room in the house. And sitting behind the table is kind of a stern looking man. He has a handout for him. He's dressed all in white and has long, kind of black hair. And he looks up and this kind of impatient kind of glance. He glares slightly at you and he's like, "What is it, Roderick? I told you I'm not to be disturbed late at night." He kind of snaps. He's like, "The guard here. He brought a missive from the Empire, sir. It's something you must read." And he walks over. He snaps it up, and the mayor kind of reads over it very quickly, and his demeanor kind of gets sharp. And he looks at you, and he gestures for you to walk up towards the desk.
I step forward, staying kind of stiff and looking nervous because I guard in his presence would, and I
It-
really am.
it's like,
That's not a
"Who
lie.
brought you this?"
Sir, there was a small metal skiff, sir. It flew into the town real quick, and sir, they just delivered the message and said to deliver it immediately, and flew off. Said something about chasing vigilantes, sir.
This makes no sense.
I don't understand, sir. I'm just a delivery message, sir.
He he looks at Roderick, and then he seems to dismiss you with his attitude and eyes, though you haven't physically been dismissed. And he rises from his desk, kind of walks around. He's like, "Why would the Emperor send this missive when a member of the Council of Nine's representative is here in Salash overseeing this operation? And then the edict that Prince Rakif himself sent down to me to collect these vile Lapine women searching for some harlot from his time on another island. Something doesn't feel right to me about this, Roderick. Something strange is going on." And the the butler doesn't really say anything. He just kind of nods there. The mayor kind of speaks to himself. He's, and he pinches his brow and he thinks. He's like, In the morning, send a detachment of guards to the Lapine Warrens. Bring this message. We'll let the council figure this out. The Council of Nine shows such interest that they would send one of their own journeymen to it. He can interpret what this means and determine what to do. Depending upon their answer, we'll move from there. The Lapine men can be released back to the Warren should the Council abandon it, but we'll have to hasten our plans in gathering up all the women to investigate the one that did Prince Rakif wrong. You guard!
Sir!
Go find your captain and let him know. Round up all the Lapine women in the slums tonight and bring them into the jail. We'll gather them all up and send them to the prince in the morning.
Understood, sir.
Off with you now. Why are you still here?
Guns!
Get
And I
out!
run the fuck out. Okay, so I'm obviously not gonna go tell the captain. Instead, I am going to, as soon as I'm sight, I am going to drop the disguise and put on a robe and go warn the Lapine that they need to hide their women instead.
Hey, Belita, has it
Hide
been
your
the
kids,
reason
hide
why
your
they're all
wife.
being captured?
Yeah, that the whole flaw thing that I talked about earlier. Yeah, this is kind of it.
The your scandals and trouble seeming to follow you around everywhere.
Gee, go figure. Damn it.
As you
Needless
drop
to
the disguise, you rush through the city into the warrens of the Lapines, and quickly spread the message. Panic sets forth as they start kind of scrambling to try to. Several of them grab their young women and children and start just rushing off into the night into a blind panic, trying to escape the town of Salash as quickly as possible. There's no guards within the slums, however, as they appear to be distracted. Uh, so there's nobody really tracking what's going on, and
go to the village elder first. I don't just yell this out
okay,
loud. I go to the village
okay,
elder
you
and
go to the
I
village elder.
explain what's going on. I said, gonna try and come for your women and children in the morning. They're gonna ask questions, things are gonna happen, but they want the women because apparently there's an edict from one of the princes of the empire. He has taken a liking to Lapine women, or is looking for one in particular, whatever the case may be with that. Um, but
Where did you come
so
by this information?
I just started a chain of events that will hopefully get you back to the Warrens. Um,
So is
and
this why our
while I
women
was,
have been disappearing?
that would be the reason why the appearing.
Are they? Did you find them?
No, they've been sent to the Empire.
It's it's worse than I feared.
Yes.
Then there's
So,
no hope for us to recover our people. And he kind of breaks down, and you see some tears kind of leaking from his eyes.
so what I'm suggesting is you leave the men here in the area and hide the women and children to the best of your ability for now. Just in the woods, whatever the case may be. Once this all gets pushed through, and they're going to send the men back to the Warrens, bring the women in, and you just have to keep them hidden for now until this all blows over. We'll get it all figured out.
Very well. And he gestures towards one of the guards, and he's like, "Make it so. Tell the people, women and children must be gone tonight. Hide in the woods. Send some of the guards with them. Make sure that they're safe."
Yeah,
And and they
I
start
have to go back
scattering
to
to
my.
get the people.
So making my way back to the ship.
All right. Uh, as you leave the slums, where a little bit of a panic sets in, but the Lapine are efficient. They've had strife before. They've been kicked out of their warrens, and they start gathering up their people, and you see a steady stream of them start to vanish into the night, unmolested by any guards.
Because they're all chasing Simon. and
Yeah,
nobody
they're
went to
all
go tell the captain.
they're they're all busy. And you make your way back to the ship.
Yep. Okay.
What-
So
Yes.
the trick is leverage. See, if it's leaning just the nails just a slightly to the side, you take your hammer and put it back up before trying to pry again.
But
Oblina,
Captain, what if your hand gets in the way?
you just have to ignore the little bit of pain. Belina, were you successful?
I think so, but there's more to it than we thought. Apparently, a member of the council is involved with the excavation, and because there's like some sort of council of nine or something or other, and
So
when I delivered the message,
you guys
they're
are
not.
familiar. Your characters would know, since the players don't read about the campaign, that the Empire is ruled over by the highest mages of the land, known as the Council of Nine, the nine most powerful archmages that exist, other than the Emperor himself, who presides over the entire Empire, because it's a mageocracy. So the Council of Nine are the nine strongest magic users within the Empire, and they kind of rule the Empire itself, made up of different factions, primarily wizards, a couple sorcerers here and there. You have the Sauvage and humans and stuff, just the nine most powerful uh, arcane users within the realm. That's who the Council of Nine are.
And they're here.
One of them.
One-
Yeah,
Or
we need to
or
leave.
or representative of such.
Yeah, a representative, whatever the case may be. There's someone from the council or representing the council on the ship over there. So the mayor believed my story. He believed the miss. He was just confused by it, but he's issuing the orders now, and he's sending the missive to the council member to have them redirect the ship. Hopefully, but
We
apparently
should
another
probably
issue.
get out if they've got
Yes,
a
we
council
need to
here.
leave. Yeah, yeah, we need to leave. But
No, we don't need to leave. We
yes,
should go kill
no,
them.
no, 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 no. Not right now. This is not that we have other missions that were assigned to us by Jack. Remember, Jack gave us missions to do. We don't have. We're not. No, we got to go do the missions. We
Not a
should
clue.
leave. Go
So
leave.
we're just going to hope that the Lapine not killed somehow for something like this.
No, they wouldn't be. It's not the Lapine's fault. It was a guard that delivered the missive. So if anything, they'll beat up the guards to try and figure out which one lied. I don't feel so bad about that.
I don't know. Feels like somehow it's the fault would fall back onto the Lapine for trying to get their home back.
But they don't know, as far as they're concerned, that the Lapine had anything to do with it.
All right, good enough for me. Let's get out of here. Where is our crew? Are they all back on the ship? I guess it is night. They're probably
No,
back.
no, no. They're out frolicking, partying, having the time of their life. That you gave them shore leave. They're not coming back to the ship. Like, they're out and about. They're having a great time.
We need to go collect up the crew soonish.
Whose idea was it to let them have fun?
Looks at yours off.
Um.
Clearly
Well
was
then,
Drozor.
let's go get all the crew then.
All right. You guys all kind of
I'm gonna stay on the boat because I'm still drunk and not trying to get arrested.
been most of the day. I'm not sure how drunk you still are.
I thought it was still the night because it only
Well, it's
been
night. It's nighttime. Yeah, but I
yeah.
mean, when did you stop drinking? Like
He never.
five,
What kind of
five.
question is that? Stop drinking.
My bad. I'm sorry, Korg. My bad. My bad. Yeah.
Easily still pretty tipsy because I wasn't a part of any of the plans, so I would have been drinking through the whole thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you're drunk. Obviously.
Yeah, yep.
Huh.
Go get the cruise and we got to leave.
So everyone else is heading out. So
Yeah.
Yep.
give me 1 sec because I'm just updating your quest log note real quick. Like for example, the cargo vessel laden with tons of magical items
Oh,
is not available
I put
anymore.
I put expired. And then for
What?
Johnny 50, I put logged out.
Okay, just here's the public quest known since you guys referenced it a bit. So, all right. So, as you guys scatter around and you go through, you quickly kind of discern those of you who are familiar with Kira and Jace kind of head towards the Crooked Cup, and it doesn't take long to find them there. Jace heavily drinking from the slog water, and Kira chatting up one of the nearby miners, being able to kind of learn a little bit. You know how Kira goes, her flirtatious ways, and she hooks up in every city that you guys are ever in. You
Her
gather them up pretty
plague
quickly.
spreading?
She doesn't have the plague anymore.
We don't
That
think.
We don't think,
that
yeah.
that
We
was
didn't think she had the
one.
plague last time either, but then look what happened.
You get the plague one time, possibly infect an entire town with a debilitating plague that turns people into ravenous, hungry zombie creatures, and all of a sudden you're known as the Plague Woman forever.
That's the
No
worst kind of
reason.
STD.
Anyways, you guys gather her up and Jace. They know where the rest of the crew members are, so they managed to actually head out and track everyone down. As you're traveling through the town, however, you do hear a rather large commotion going on up kind of towards the northern area, and you stumble across a group of about half a dozen guards, and they formed a ring around a house, and they're yelling for somebody to come out, all holding torches in their hand, and inside through the window you can see like this scared man, and he just keeps kind of screaming. He's like, my name's not Simon, it's not Simon, you got the wrong man. And they're like, shut it, Simon, we know it's you, we know you use a fake name, like nobody's buying the Gregory act, like come out now, it's the last time that you treat that old lady like this. We know you've been bad mouthing the Empire, and you kind of walk past it and move on. Because it's not your business, right? You guys doomed this poor innocent man to death, and
We didn't know about his death.
and you move on. You gather up the crew as you start to make your way back towards the ship itself. Make a perception check.
Me too, even though I'm still on the ship.
Yeah,
Cool.
just everyone. Everyone make a perception check.
Drazar, idiot.
That's clearly for Drozor.
Oh yeah. Drazar, idiot.
Okay, Belina,
Yeah.
kind of in the distance, you see this orangish haze in the northern part of the town, and you're the only one that picks it out, but it kind of looks like maybe possibly a growing fire that possibly came from the direction that you guys saw the guards kind of milling about. Like perhaps maybe a house was set on fire or something.
Oh no.
Does anybody have marshmallows?
No, we killed a man.
I didn't kill anybody.
No, the guards killed a man for beating his
Evil
wife.
Empire guards killed.
Hey, wait a minute, guys! Technically, our Whisper campaign was successful in a different way, that we got somebody killed based off rumor.
What?
What?
Well, I mean, we started all those rumors about beating
What
a
rumors?
husband and stuff of
No,
fighting.
the Czar was there. The lady came into the prison.
Yeah.
It's not a rumor. The guy was a bad guy.
Yep. Can confirm. She come in spouting all sorts of stuff about how horrible he was. She hadn't even been with for nights. At least 2.
It's terrible.
Yeah, he liked to drink. Who does that remind you of?
I don't.
Nobody I know.
I don't want to see the same thing happen to you, Cord, which is why I don't want you to go off the ship drunk.
I didn't leave the ship. I stayed right where I was. And it's
Right.
not Korg. It's Drazar.
What? No.
No, it doesn't the name. I forgot the name.
I thought it was
See?
Dan.
That is why you not go off the ship while you're drunk. This. Right now. Proof.
It started with a duh sound.
Did it?
I don't know. Let's set sail. Is everyone here?
Yeah, everyone's there.
All right, y'all living, living, lover, blaster bastards. I don't know. Set sail. Hoist to the anchor.
Hoist the anchor.
River all the stuff.
Shiver
Pull
some
the
timber.
rope.
All this stuff in rope.
Hey guys, like
Looks at Drazar.
we have a Navy person with us now, so our lack of nautical knowledge isn't gonna stand up anymore. Because none of us know shit about boats.
Sure, there's port and starboard, and then there's an anchor. That's all you need to know.
The bow and the trim and the jib.
It's okay. It's okay. No. It's okay. You don't have to try to impress.
We don't know anything about boats.
It's
Nothing.
okay.
Welcome to the DM who decided to build an airship pirate campaign
Besides,
and
it's
doesn't
not a
know anything
boat.
about ships.
It's not a boat. It's a ship.
Yes, my
There's
sister
a
was
difference.
Navy. She says that all the time.
There's a difference. There
What's-
is a difference.
What is it?
A boat
The
cannot
size?
sustain itself. No, the boat cannot sustain itself. A ship can.
What?
It's
So,
the reason why subs are
A boat
boats,
doesn't
not
have an
ships.
engine. Wait,
No.
what?
No, the sails make the difference. A boat would be like a rowboat, like it'll just sit there and not move. But if it's got the sail and the wind pushes it, it sustains itself.
Is
right?
it because it has like a galley and you could cook food? Is
Yep.
that the difference?
Yes. Well, no, it's because of the fact of how long it actually can stay out. It can sustain itself. A submarine cannot sustain itself, and thus it's
Ah,
a boat.
well, then I mean, we can only be on the water for so
I
long.
mean,
We'd have to come
All
back.
ships need a resupply.
Yes, but a ship can sustain itself for prolonged periods of time.
Right? Okay.
We got the gist of it. You guys have an airboat.
It's an airship.
Ship.
There's at least 2 to 3 weeks of food on this thing. That's prolonged in my book.
Yep, it's an airship.
Yeah, I think you have 2 or 3 weeks. I think you have about 3 weeks of like hardtack and booze.
Yep, that's airship, baby. We got it.
The first mate's looking out.
All right, so you guys hoist the anchor. You guys prepare to head out.
Yep, cut the jib and everything.
Navigate.
We are taking off
Shit.
some water, so you know, Johanna's just kind of looking at Drazar and looking at the steering and looking at Drazar and looking at.
I'm looking at
Forgot.
Johanna
Looking
and
at
looking at
water.
steering, and then looking at Johanna and also looking at the steering.
We haven't had to do navigation checks since before we took our I'm moving to the other side of the world break, and I forgot what check we made that.
We
'cause
had
it's been
water
2 or 3
vehicles.
months.
It was definitely our best one. That's
Here.
all I know.
Here, that's. I just rolled it. Whatever that is.
Oof.
Oh,
It wasn't him though.
you crash into the dock again because you suck
Jesus.
at you're at water vehicles. You're still way more proficient at airship guidance here, as you try to steer and navigate the boat through the choppier waters. It's nighttime. You're not used to sailing at night as much, and it definitely crashes kind of into the dock. It scrapes across the hull. It's above the water line, so it's not so bad. But it's definitely damaging. It makes kind of like a crack sound that echoes throughout the night as you
Just
pull away.
just the dock though, right?
Yeah, just the dock.
Okay, that's fine.
The ship's a bit damaged from hitting the dock.
Damn it.
You know, kind of put a little gash in it a little bit, but above the water line. So, if you get into the sky, it won't be so bad.
Okay. So we need to sail around the coast a little bit and then take off.
Let's do it.
All right. So, you guys slowly begin to steer the ship out into the waters with your nighttime sailing. Jazar, with his perfect 120-foot vision, uh, can at least see past the bow of the ship, at least a little ways as you go through.
Maybe I should
Remember,
be the lookout.
the ship, not that one, not that one, this one. Yeah. So here's your ship for cross reference.
I mean, it's only 65. He's got double
Yeah.
vision. You can
Yeah,
see
so
the
he
length
can
of
see
the
about
boat
twice as
totally.
far. And then so you navigate out, having spent quite a bit of time in the town of Salash. Not quite sure if you really helped the Lapine there or made things worse, stirring up a hornet's nest of problems, uh, leaving the Empire in control of a possible warren of Aether Mine, crystal, one of the rarest and hardest to find materials in the world, filled with the prime essence of magic. You sail in to the dark, abandoning the town to whatever may come from our nefarious heroes having touched it again. You slowly sail around the southern portion of the island, and you kind of get out far enough where it's still difficult to try to take flight, but perhaps not entirely impossible at this point.
Start inflating the balloons, and I start tying people to the mast again, like I did last time. I remember that part.
Right, you tie everyone down. You kind of prep everybody as the balloon begins to inflate. Who between Johanan or Jazar wants to help get the ship up? Johanan's your normal air navigator,
Yeah,
so
let's go with Johanan. I will be lookout as I look outside.
you climb up into the crow's nest.
I fly to the crow's nest.
Ha 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 ha.
That's the one you've always had me roll.
Yep, that's fine. That works. So as the
Fairly.
balloon fills up and you slowly things begin to get a little bit lighter, and you kind of hit the lever engaging the aether core engine, and it starts to sputter and kind of come to life again, disused a little bit, but it kicks off, and slowly you begin to get lift and a little bit of thrust as it pulls up out of the water, begins dripping down, and you kind of lurch into the sky. It takes a few stuttering kind of movements as it goes, kind of kicking in. The aether here again at the surface level of the world, it's a little thinner, and what you've seen having headed towards that strange temple on the land, a lot of it seems to be pulled in towards that swirling kind of aether vortex that sits upon the edge, uh, a couple days travel out. But you manage to get into flight and kind of pull up and start slowly pulling up into the sky once more.
Where are we going?
Well, Jack had said we needed to go to an Empire town to buy some stuff to help not be detected.
Uh,
Something.
it sounds like the ship could use an aether change.
There's that.
To try to upgrade your Aether engine. You do have a larger Aether core, which could increase your thrust and lift capabilities, but you would require a skilled engineer to be able to pull off the upgrades. And last you checked, you put your engineer in the janitor's club.
He's dead.
No, he logged out.
Does anybody know a good mechanic?
Jack might.
Can somebody message her and say, "Hey, Jack, we're looking for a mechanic"? Does somebody know how to do that?
We have the
Yeah,
sending stone.
Lord. How many words do I get again?
25. Once per day, 25 words. What kind of message are you thinking of sending?
I was counting my words. Um, is there anything else we need to tell Jack?
Um,
We could ask if she has any more jobs for.
there's that. But we left Salash, and are on our way in further into the Empire.
Doomed Slash.
What? No. What are you talking about? I don't
Uh,
leave trouble in Mike. Not
no,
at all.
you. When you left Redthal, I'm pretty sure that you guys thought you infected the entire town with a debilitating plague that will destroy everyone, and you just flew off.
I swear, it is not my flaw. The trouble
Wait,
does not follow me everywhere I go.
when you were at the pirate's secret cove, you sold a vessel to someone who used it as a terrorist attack, blowing up their
Hey,
home.
we would not know
It's
that would happen.
not.
That's not our
It's not my
fault.
fault. The trouble follows me everywhere I go. I
The
swear.
first town you guys started, I think you guys ended up killing a guard captain, and you set fire to a home that
We
killed like
I
didn't
women or
wasn't
do
even
children.
there for
agree to any
that.
of that.
I wasn't even there for that.
I'm gonna stop building towns.
What? I don't know. Maybe we're just not good problem solvers.
We're not good players.
I don't know that you guys are legit. You all have chaotic good or neutral good on your character sheets,
I think
but
I need to
really,
switch to chaotic good.
Hey,
really,
chaotic
I'm
good.
just.
Don't
Anyways, what's your
check that. Johannan
look?
is straight up neutral.
I believe you.
Chaotic
Yes,
good is not
Johanna,
necessarily smart. Okay, it's not. It's not
you
good
guys
smart.
mean
It's
well, execute poorly.
poorly. Right.
I
Okay, okay. What's your message to Left Hand Jack? For those new to the game or the stream, we do have a nice picture of Left Hand Jack for reference.
Do you have a picture of the one-handed halfling?
I think I have a picture of him before he became one-handed.
You do.
This is the halfling that pushed Korg off a cliff.
And this is what happens when you push Gorg off of cliffs.
Except Korg's not the one that did it.
I
I
don't have to be. It's just what happens when you do it.
I don't
apparently I
think
don't
that's true.
I don't have the picture anymore. I do have his
Aw.
stats. I
Aw.
have his character stats.
It was like Cliff
Oh.
or
His
Griff,
picture. It's
His name was Cliff.
His name was Cliff Silvertongue.
and he
So
pushed people
yeah.
off cliffs.
But
That's
apparently I
great.
don't have the picture anymore.
Oh, that's sad.
I lost a hard drive in the move, and I think it probably was there. So, sadly.
Okay. Important information to send to Jack in 25 words or less. Council of 9 rep in Slosh. We are leaving now. Need recommendation for ship mechanic. Ours is powered down. Or scratch that. Our mechanic is powered down.
Or just say dead.
He's not, you don't know that he's dead.
Yeah, but
I still
You
have.
didn't even. You guys didn't even look at him.
well,
He
dead-
literally like he went. He stopped moving. And you guys put him in a closet.
Well, no. Dead conveys the meaning more. That's all.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I am not calling.
Johnny 5 is not alive.
Johnny 5 is not functional at the very.
That's his name. His name was Johnny version 5.01. Johnny 5
Yeah.
is not alive.
I just. Dang it. We are going to figure out how to fix him because I want a mechanic.
All right. All
I
right.
just need a
You send the
mechanic to fix
message.
my mechanic. Yeah, I sent the message.
It doesn't take long before you get a reply. And Jack, she gives a quick response. She's like, meet me in Burnsall early, and they have airship mechanics there. This will, of course, delay our efforts to find the symbols. Yeah, try improving 25-word or less messages.
Yeah, that was good.
Are we all
Only
around?
me and Jahanan ever have to do.
Are we all around for this message?
There is a reason why I always have a notepad and a pen next to me when we're playing. Because when I have to talk to Jack, it gets interesting.
It's so difficult using sending stones.
Well, I just had a thought. If I'm in the room for the stone,
I assume you guys are all like up here on the main deck because Johanna's navigating.
right?
So
Okay.
Yeah,
So I'll yell down.
Everybody's
She's on the wheel.
I'll yell down. I was like, "Hey, what if the council was there to get one of those sigil stones?"
Then they're gonna get it now because we're leaving.
We should go back.
And just attack?
Yeah.
I'm in if everybody else is.
Korg is always down to attack.
He's a barbarian.
I mean, that certainly would.
There's already mass confusion going on in the city. If we just kill off what little Empire presence is there, they're gonna have no idea what the hell's going on.
So the Empire presence is at the Warrens right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'd have to fly over to the Warrens, take out the cruiser that's over top of them.
Yep.
We fly
Get
over
into
top
the
of the
Warrens.
cruiser.
Okay, we have a cannon.
I also have
A light cannon. You have a light cannon
Yes, I
on
do.
the front.
Yes.
I don't even know. I don't think it's even marked on a swivel mount. No, it has a slight swivel. I remember. It has a swivel. Yes.
I have a light cannon in my inventory. Can I take it out if that's the same light cannon?
It's the same light cannon, but it's there because it has the firing stats on it. I
Oh,
believe.
okay. Okay.
Where I believe it has the stats for firing it. If it does not, it's because I didn't make it because I have them all written down in a notepad.
that you lost in the move? Ah!
No, no, it's all written down electronically, but I had to go in and program it all into Fantasy Grounds
Okay.
for all the cannon weapons, and I have to program like the ship speeds and movements and armor classes
So
and
they
hull
don't have.
modifications and lifts
Yeah,
and
yeah. The ship
homebrew
that's out
5e.
there doesn't have a balloon, which means that they held a lot of really powerful Aether core engines, and
True.
I don't know if we have the firepower to take down a metal ship.
This is where you're wrong. We take the metal ship,
We're just gonna take the metal ship.
Let's
and then
just
when it's all said and done,
yeah, let's just jump right on board on it. We kill everybody on it, and then we take it for ourselves.
well, we have to go down to the Warren too, and then kill them down there.
Well,
Otherwise,
the
we didn't help
town
anyone.
isn't sending. The town won't be sending a contingent of guards out to the Warrens until the morning, so we'd have to do it tonight.
Let's go!
Yeah, I'm with the captain.
I turned to Johanan and Earthos. I'm like, anybody else have a problem with killing some Empire people? Since we're terrible people, anyways, right now.
How would it make us terrible? If
Well,
they work for the Empire, it doesn't make us a bad guy.
I can agree with that. Makes sense to me.
Unless someone knows something good that the Empire has done for somebody.
Not one single thing.
Well, they
Only
provide some protection. They killed Simon.
it's true that bastard.
Maybe they were supposed to catch him.
I guess. Uh, so I didn't say it before, but it looked
Uh,
like maybe they burned his house.
According to the history of Ithcarius, chapter 2 of the Empire by Gregor Markovich, the Imperial Describe, the Empire is the light that binds the world of Ithcarius together,
We,
and is a great blessing
we
from the
know
aspects themselves.
we know what the
Yeah, I'm wondering what
Empire.
Simon's entry into the history of Salash is going to be.
That bastard.
We are well aware what the of the Empire propaganda says the Empire is good for.
That's what propaganda is.
I say we
All
take
right.
this opportunity to go kill them. Let's do it.
So, if it's a metal ship, do you think it conducts lightning? Looks at
Probably
Johanna.
has some way of getting lightning in it.
I mean, like if someone cast a storm over the ship and then just hit it repeatedly with lightning, do you think it would just kill everybody on board?
There's only one way to find out.
Looks at Johanna.
She's just looking back at you with a smirk.
Here
We can
we
try.
go, killing again.
Here we go, killing again. You don't watch that show. Where'd you get that from?
Was that Rick and Morty?
Yeah.
Just so we're clear, I've watched at least 2 full episodes,
Yeah.
and I do like
What about
Mr.
the meme?
Meeseek.
I mean, the meme.
I mean, I have yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Plan is we fly back to Warren's. We kill off all Empire's peoples.
All right.
And we
You
take their ship.
guys quickly turn the ship around, kind of pivoting around in the sky, heading back towards the land. As you slowly pull closer and closer towards the landmass, you struggle again to maintain lift, as your Aether Core engine isn't as strong as the Empire ones. And you encounter the similar problems you had when you were trying to sail around the temple region. That the Aether here just does not support the ability for your less advanced airship to be able to fly as it does up in the higher regions of the land, and you slowly drift back down towards the water.
This isn't working.
So we fly higher and then
And
crash,
crash the ship? We'll be screwed. I don't want to lose the amethyst sky.
collapse
It
it into the
wouldn't
warren.
it wouldn't be the first or second time you've used that tactic of crashing ships to make things happen.
What if we just leave the boat here and walk?
Well, then
I mean, that
We'll
works. We just
we'll
wouldn't have
still beat the
surprise.
Empire there.
Yeah, let's do that.
that's true, but then how do we get up to the boat in the
There were
sky?
ladders.
Yeah, there was ways to climb up there.
But they'll see us.
Well, so we're killing people on the ground just as much as we'll kill them in the sky.
Right, but if they
Yeah.
cut the ladder while we're climbing up the ladder to get up onto the ship, and we fall from the sky to the ground, we die.
Oh,
It doesn't
sorry.
bother Drazar.
You know what? I forgot. It's illegal to fly, so I won't do that, okay?
No, you would be fine, but the rest of us that don't have the flying thing,
Belina, do you have a better idea?
no.
Then we walk. Those are our options.
Damn it.
I can throw a storm sphere up over hopefully a fair portion of their ship, and that'll help cause. We can see how much damage I can do to it before we even worry about it.
Perfect. That's the plan. Let's go.
All right. So you guys bring the ship down, landing it. Make a navigation check, Johanna. Navigator's tools. Yeah, you smoothly glide right into the swells of the water. And you kind of it dips a little bit, and that little bit of water comes in the underside where the crew quarters down below are, because you still have that slight gash on the side there from crashing into the dock that you haven't repaired yet. But it's not bad, and you smoothly kind of even it out, and the crew members down below kind of get after that, start like paddling the water out, and you slowly bring it around towards the edge of the landmass here. Um, make let's make
I would
a
just like to point out that is my first air to water landing.
Oh, good training. That's what you needed.
actually, you know what? You can have advantage on this check, Gazar. All right, Jazar. In the night, you are struggling from up above the crow's nest to find a place in which you can actually successfully dock the ship without returning back to the town of Salash itself. There's several kind of cliff areas nearby. It's difficult to find a spot. You've only got 60 feet of decent vision outside of the edge of the ship itself, and of course, you guys aren't super familiar with having to dock in a place that doesn't have a dock. And the struggle proves
Real.
a bit too difficult for you at this time. You can't really find a place to pull the ship up to shore successfully without risking damage to it if you were to choose to try to find kind of a rougher landing spot.
Is there a beach?
Not really. It's mostly kind of rocky areas. The best natural harbor in the area is where Salash is formed.
Guess we spend time finding a decent spot.
Yeah, we can't totally go back, so we take the risk and take the damage on the ship. I don't know what else to.
All right. Then Captain says beach it.
I sent you a roll request, Drazar.
Sorry.
All right. In your quest to find a place to beach the ship, Drazar, uh, it takes quite some time. So you can either try to beach early, or it's going to take you about 2 hours to successfully find a spot. I'll let you guys make that decision with
Captain.
a little bit of metagaming knowledge here. Figure out what you want to do.
I mean,
So if we take the time to find the spot, that's longer into the night that we won't be able to get to the
Yep.
Warrens before the Empire reinforcements do.
Yep.
the captain said beach it. Risk the damage.
All right.
I don't even say anything to anybody. I just like point that way.
Johanna, I need you to make a navigation check with disadvantage. I can't force that roll from the request.
Can I use inspiration to just make it a regular roll?
Sure, you do that.
Yeah, could I actually I'll take one of my inspiration and use it to cancel out.
Okay, so
If I
make
can
a
use straight
regular,
navigation roll.
make a straight roll for the navigator's tool. All right, Drazar, following your captain's orders to the letter, he's told you to beach you, and you tell Johannan to pull straight ahead. The rocky shore and the shoals below prove treacherous, but your keen bird eyesight from the crow's nest, you manage to be able to pick them out and squawk out commands to her. Johannan, deftly in the dark, kind of manages to move and twist, listening to your calls as you cry them out, and you slowly navigate through and manage to pull up against a somewhat rocky shore far enough to where you could weigh anchor and actually row ashore itself.
Good luck getting out.
But you make it through with no damage to the ship.
Let's go.
I don't even. Do you guys even have a rowboat?
No, we don't.
You're gonna have to
gave our-
swim.
You guys have to swim.
Oh man.
Aw, poor people.
I dive right in. I'm at home in the water.
Ah, boy, here we go.
I refuse to do this. I'm
Why am I
fine.
doing this at disadvantage? What happened?
Yeah, we're all doing it at disadvantage for whatever reason.
I don't know
Dark and we're diving into the water in the dark?
I don't know why you all did that with disadvantage. Hold on. Let's just do it again. Maybe I clicked something wrong by accident.
Can
So
I use
how far are we
inspiration
from-
on mine?
How far are we from the ship to standing water at least?
It's pretty a significant swim, just based on the fact that you didn't want to cause the ship to actually like slam into the rocks or get stuck anywhere. So you're talking good 10-minute decent several hundred yard swim at this point.
But can I use my inspiration
Yeah.
finally now? To I haven't used my inspiration.
Yeah, you can do that.
I keep offering it, but it never seems to Like I never seen you.
Oh wait.
You don't have to roll, Trizar.
Oh no.
I did.
I have the
You're
perfect thing
fine.
for this. Hold on.
I still need a Johannan's roll.
Don't swim.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm going. I'm a storm sorcerer. There's got to be a better way than getting my feet wet.
Yes, there is.
The only thing I'm finding so far is thunder step, and I'm guessing we don't want to do that.
No.
No.
I gotcha.
Is this a robe of useful items object?
Yes. I could have swore there was a boat. Yes. Rowboat, 12 feet long.
Holy shit, we have a rowboat.
You did have a rowboat the whole time.
I forgot.
Who would have thought?
Checkbox.
So never mind. I don't jump in the water.
So-
I take that back.
I reached into my robe.
Arthos, but I'll go swimming off, and Johannan's going, and Drazar's like, I have a rowboat. She's like, okay, that works for me.
And
Thanks.
Johannan reached into my pocket. On my robe, of course.
So, okay, yeah. She just looks at you, but okay.
And
So everybody's swimming to shore, and then up comes Johannan in a rowboat.
All right, we take the rowboat.
No, everyone else swam to shore, and then Johannan went in a rowboat with.
you
So
know,
we made the full 10-minute swim without noticing that they were in a rowboat right behind us.
Oh, definitely they started rowing past you. Like, especially you, Korg.
what
like-
jerks?
What? My swim speed's great. What are you talking about? I don't even have to breathe. I can just swim underwater.
You don't have a swim speed. You could breathe underwater. You don't have a swim speed.
But I'm not slowed down by the fact that I actually have to like focus on breathing.
I mean, yeah, but Erthos has a swim speed. He's just good. He's there. Boom. You're still
Okay,
struggling
yeah.
a little.
Yeah, you're right. I
athletically.
suck. Yeah, I suck.
You weigh 500 pounds. It's difficult for you to swim.
Yeah.
You gotta work on your water jazzercise more. As they pull past, you climb into the boat, and you all get there okay, and you're fine, and you pull up across the shore.
I'm just kind of staring at Drazar angrily. You couldn't have said that before I had to get my fur wet?
I forgot about the boat. It's not every day I get to use my robe.
Prestidigitates herself dry.
Look at that. You're fine. Your just hair is frizzy.
Prestidigitates the water onto Drazar.
Oh, just rude. Prestidigitates the water off of Jozar onto Belina.
Water fight. All right.
That's just
You
a
guys prepare to head
bunch
out.
of foul work.
Who wants to lead the way and make the survival check to trapeze through the dark to the?
I can do it if nobody else wants to.
I will.
Okay,
I can
so
see.
You only have 2 people who can see in the dark. By the way, it's Erthos and Drazar.
It suddenly disappeared.
I'm going with
Well-
I'm going with Drazar because I know Drazar.
So Drazar can see you, but nobody else can see you.
Right.
Well thought out
It's
plan.
just, it's just,
We light a torch.
Yay for goomstuckers.
Belina just wait. Let me double check something real quick. I do believe that I've used this multiple times. Belina casts light.
Oh, look at that.
you are now a glowing
And now
beacon
you
of
can
light in the
see.
darkness. With about a 30
and
foot
we're now easier to be
radius.
spotted.
Who wants to lead the way towards the Empire encampment?
Girthos is keeping away from the shiny bunny.
I say
Alright.
Erthos.
is keeping away from the shiny bunny.
Yes.
He
Well,
could
I'll follow him.
scout. He could scout ahead, and then
Yeah.
Drazar, you're able to see him,
Yeah.
unlike everyone else, and then that could technically work because you could follow him as he scouts,
Yeah. Let's do that.
being the only one that can see Erthos in the dark.
Yep.
All right, Erthos. You will
Some survival checks.
Yep. What's your what's your
Favorite
key
terrain?
thing?
Forest.
Then wouldn't that be an advantage?
It's a double proficiency bonus. So uh
That would be
that'll
another another two there. So that would be
be
14.
another 3. So it'd be
Oh,
15.
so 15. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, because the majority of this area is kind of forest up until you get towards where the area is. So uh Erthos kind of leads the way. You guys give him a rough sketch out of where you guys need to go and what signs to kind of look out for. And you kind of scouted this region on your way in towards Salash, so you're familiar a bit with the area and the region around it because you're used to living out in the woods and the wilds there.
Mm-hmm.
You start making relatively steady progress in the night. This beacon of light behind you, kind of like shuffling through this forested region. After a couple hours, the forest begins to kind of fade away a little bit more. Start to enter into the more grassland region, heading towards the warrens of the towards where the Lapine live. Uh, you definitely without the forest protection, your light could probably be seen from miles away.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and douse the light.
All right.
What's the moonlight tonight?
So tonight, the uh
Because it's the fifth.
Yelthar,
Yeah.
the uh well yeah, but it'd still be the moon from the 14th into the 15th. So Yilthar is currently waxing crescent, mostly covered, just a small sliver of the moon shining in the night. And Lunar is waning crescent as it's slowly starting to turn into its own new moon and vanishing from sight. Just a sliver of that one left as well. However, the small moon tiara is almost completely full. Uh, You're,
So
you're only a day or two away from a full moon from that one. So the majority of the night is still quite dark, with only the light of the single moon pretty much guiding the sky for you. So very dim. Even with the light of that one almost full moon, it's not super bright, but enough to kind of see by, but still darkness,
so but dim-ish.
dim.
We can make it through the grasslands without the light
Yeah,
because
you
there's
could
no
you
trees blocking it.
Yeah, it's kind of like having a regular full moon ish night. It's not
Okay.
triple moon night, but
Right. Yeah, we can do that. So I went ahead and doused the light as we exit the forest.
okay. Go ahead and make me a. We'll do another regular survival check here for through the grasslands since the terrain has changed a bit. All right, Irthos kind of reorients himself within the grassland, and this small chameleon figure slowly starts pulling you north, cutting around. It Within another hour or so, you start to see in the distance kind of that a glowing orangish, flickering kind of luminescence up in the sky that you kind of recognize is probably coming from the Empire ship in the distance. Just a couple miles away at this point in time, easy to see in the night as you start to approach it ever closer. Even from this distance, you can sort of hear just that faint background kind of humming sound of the kind of the magical resonance that kind of lurks in the background. Which I add a sound for. Can't find it. You guys press on.
Yep,
We're almost there.
moving forward.
All right. As you guys start to get closer,
All right, this time I will use inspiration to, if you let me.
yeah. All right. You slowly make your way, beginning to approach the Empire encampment. That hum of magical energy begins to resonate stronger and stronger from the ship, kind of filling the sound around you as it hovers above. You begin to creep closer through the grass, Korg kind of beginning to roll his body into his standard rock shell type movement that he uses when he's trying to be very stealthy, slipping through ever cautiously. You get within a couple 100 feet of the encampment, and that is where we will end for tonight, as we are near our 4 hour mark, and we started a bit late today.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Yep.
Thank you for tuning in with us. For those of you out in Twitch land, we will be re-engaging the skies of Ithcarius in 2 weeks, which will be 7 December for everybody involved. And we hope to see you there. And I'm excited to re-engage, and we will see what is so special that the Empire's Council of Nine would be involved in this location. Tune in next time and join us. Thank you very much.